Man, a little random hiccup. That's always fun. Seems your life, that's not a problem. It's always good fun. So how does it feel to be a shit out of luck and find a cold? Do. Fuck me. Okay, come on, can we not like fucking it's against the law to jump off this bridge. You just have to go yourself somewhere else. Get to my studio and you wouldn't want that. Just doing my job, you know, to say uncle, I'll take you to my mental health suit. First stage of my zero chemicals. Those the outside, the world looks great. Mr. Slabs, the wounds and rush to bury all the dead. Disease ejected. So use it move those up. Space for this. Yay. Oh, that was kind of popping off there a little bit. There we go. Now to get a fucking bowl loaded up and all that fun shit. Blah 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 blah. Okay, there we go. That should be better. Alright, I want to start from Sad Boys or this. This intrigued me. It's a peach lemonade. This looks pretty good. It's got this little fox on it. It's a little foxy. Well, I'm assuming that's a fox. But peach lemonade sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty fine, not even gonna lie. Ooh, that was fucking good. Oh, God, that's fucking good. Oh my goodness, there we go. Alright. To the kitchen, the roaches empty my knees. What are you doing just chilling there? You know you have a chair for yourself right there, buddy? But you're choosing to be there instead, like a weirdo. Oh my goodness, you're a goof. Goofy dog. Just a goofy little dog. I think I'll just... Yeah, I think I'll do this Sad Boys first. Boom. Alright. Let's get this going. Boom. So good. Good old strawberry apple cider. So delicious. What's this? To curb the spread of avian flu, many factory farms resort to inhumanely terminating animals' suspected cases. Oh, great, that's nice. Aren't you also hearing about avian flu infectious cases in turkeys and shit? Because some of the meats that we're getting are basically just some of our standard ones instead of like different fancier flavors. Because they have to like kind of cut short, you know, of how much they're producing because of a lot of their birds being contaminated. But of course, you know, it's like, hey, you know, do we to deal with this in a more humane, ethical way? Nah, let's just do mass genocide. Just humanely genocide all these animals. Yeah. It's like, Jesus Christ. Not exactly surprised. I mean, luckily there hasn't really been a birds died around here. But frankly, honestly, the reason why a lot of these type of diseases spread is because of shit like factory farming. So, go figure. I mean, honestly, especially if you have so many animals bunched up in one spot, diseases are going to be very quickly to spread. So, yay! Gotta love that shit. Gotta love humanity being, well, humanity. Always great. Delicious. Let's see. Oh shit, Crystal Ball went on the fucking Bill Maher show. Oh, I bet she fucking was laying waste to those fucking elitist shitbags on there. Won't be surprised. Bill Maher is such a fucking schmuck bitch. And I think purposely obtuse and a fucking idiot. Purposely. Because I know he went from like somehow like, yeah, I'm a burning guy, to basically immediately becoming like some weird boomer NIMBY style lib who is like, yeah, Klobuchar is good. I mean, it's like, who goes from Bernie to Klobuchar? Unless you're just some faceless nobody that enjoys having a bunch of, you know, wealth and power. Like, well, Bill Maher. I agree with this guy because scientists are lying motherfuckers and they get me pissed. Oh shit. How do madniks work? I think those scientists are lying to get me pissed. Weird kind of how this science always lines up with whatever leftist propaganda needs to be pushed. Damn. Damn. Wrecked. Murked. Damn. Oh, how will I... Oh, man, how am I going to recover from that? See, everything, you know, that's related to science and shit is just leftist agenda. It's like, damn, you got me, bro. Don't even ever bottle that. Got me, bro. Got me, fam. Oof. Oh, how am I gonna like recover from just such high brain ideas? I mean, when you're at the point where you think science is like always lining up with like some leftist agenda or some shit, you've fallen out. Everything that can be proven and verified, yeah, that, yeah, it's like, oh yeah, all these, very provable, verifiable, based on peer-reviewed science and research and development. Oh, that stuff, yeah, that's just leftist propaganda, that's fake news, I'll tell you what, brother. It's like, fucking hell, man. I don't get how people can just be like, I mean, I can kind of get maybe having like, yeah, I personally don't know if that's all like, it's like, because I know at least when it comes to science, it always has a caveat of like, hey, if we find out that we're wrong about a thing, then obviously that means we would have to, rewrite and kind of rethink about how we think of a certain thing that we already have, information on. So like gravity, for example. It's just like, I mean, when we first discovered it, it wasn't, the same idea of what it was when it was first discovered to today. It was evolved and changed over time as we learned more about what the fuck gravity was. I mean, because that's what science is about. It's like, yeah, if, once it realizes, it has learned something obsolete and found something that's far more better in comprehending the reality around it, then yeah, it just overrides what it once learned and puts in what is better comprehensible to reality and what is new. Oh, but they try to use science to attack LGBT people. Yeah, exactly, dude. There was some dude in here. Let me find it. There was like some dumb shit who was like going back and forth in these comments. Oh yeah, it was like some Hassan video. Yeah, like. So Hassan did upload a video. I think one of his React channels, and so one of his fans did like this video called "Some of These Mormons Are Wild," and this. Oh my God, there's 51 comments on this. Here, I'll pull the screen up for this. Holy shit, dude! Oh my God, not a single like. Being gay could be a choice. Really ignorant to argue otherwise. Actually, I think we reacted to this the other day, but it keeps building. So, yeah, so there's my shit where I chime in. So, you get this dude who's being a moron. So, this shit isn't as important. We'll just kind of keep going down here. So, oh, here, wait, where's the Polak guy? Where is he? Is he in here? He was in here. Oh, did his shit get deleted? Oh, it did! Oh, his shit did. Fuck, man. I wish. Man, that kind of sucks. Fuck, I wish. Because there's some dude named Polak that literally was just like, by the way, I'm a fascist, a coke bitch, and by the way, there's not a natural trend of people being LGBT, because back in the boomers, it was like 1.8%, then it was like 2.1, and then blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, yeah, because what, you think, just because, like, from Gen X to millennial, like, from millennials to Zoomers, it went up, like, 10%, that means, oh, there must be some weird, unnatural, like, phenomena. It's like, no, there is more normalization and more visibility of queer folks, so thus, it's a lot safer and, in a more normalized environment to come out. That's why. And then, of course, then he comes out and it's like, oh, by the way, I'm just kind of like, a fascist. If that's the standard for mentally ill, I guarantee plenty of these fuckers will find themselves in padded rooms. Yeah, exactly. And I think maybe my comment also, my last comment, yeah, it was too. Because I remember making one more comment after this one right here. I think the original poster deleted them. Because the person was just like, yeah, your people are not normal and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay, so, and also when he openly called himself a fascist, I was like, okay, so I know what your kind is about. Like, I mean, because, fascists and their kind and shit, really don't got, a place, in public discourse. So it's like, I kind of made that very fervently clear. And YouTube allowed it. But I think this guy, Christopher Ballant, because I know the original posters and comments like this have control on replies and could delete them. So I'm guessing that's probably what happened. So this guy spends all day thinking about gay people. I know, dude. Like, I don't even think about dicks and balls this much. And I'm bi. I mean, it's just like... I mean, if anything, it just shows more the insecurity of projection. But when they're, like, so fucking ingrained in their shit, you know, to the point that they are, I don't got fucking sympathy for them. It's like, there's only a certain point where I'm like, man, you sad, ignorant, naive child, if, you know, only you had more exposure. But then there, you know, but some people are just so down in that fucking rabbit hole, digging a ditch so deep that, you know, even they can't look up and see the fucking light, you know, that is the hole. And when you look down, you just see nothing but a black void. So it's just like, I mean, they're too, you know, this is TFG. And frankly, with those people, I just don't give a fuck what happens to them. As far as I'm concerned, you know, like, let's, like, you know, let's work out, like, an agreement and, you know, a treaty with, like, Norway or something, you know, take, like, you know, the second biggest island off of, like, Svalbard or some shit, and just, like, cordon it off for these fuckers, and just deport them there. It's like, hey, guess what, you know, by the time, you know, climate change, which none of you believe anyway, you know, happens, it'll be a nice, warm, summer little area that'll be akin to Florida. So, you know, don't worry about it. Just give it a couple decades. You won't need the winter clothing. Is that what life is for these man people? Hey, Dale, wanna play some? I'm not good! Basketball. I know, dude. It's just like, seriously. I mean, frankly, it's just like, these people really, like... I mean, it just kind of shows how much, like, you know, this whole hyper-Christo-nationalism, or, like, Christo-fascism and hyper-American nationalism of, like, the WASP nuclear family aesthetic is just so fucking poisonous. Because it basically means that you have to oppress and suppress, you know, anything that is unorthodox to those ideas, even if that's just who the fuck you are. So if you happen to be gay, you can't express those things because that would be unorthodox to the norm of the society, at least of what, you know, those ideas want to espouse, you know, what is normal in society. So thus, you know, we become to a point where it's like, you end up just, you know, feeling hyper insecure and have to try to control that in your own life, and you can, then you feel like you have power to control that in other people's lives. But even then, those same people struggle every fucking day. They don't. And no one truly does. Like, anyone who says they have control about, you know, the insecurities and shit really never truly does. Especially if they talk about, like, how, you know, like, oh, yeah, you know, I got my shit under control, yeah, I'm not gay, You know, if they're, like, if they're doing shit like that all the fucking time, they're not. And if anything, they're very, very gay. For some people don't like the whole homophobes me secretly gay argument. On one hand, I kind of get it, but again, it keeps happening. Well, because it is. I mean, honestly, it's just fucking true. Like, a lot of, at least very vocal homophobes that happen to be, you know, far-right, you know, fascistic commentators, or at least a part of the far-right grift, or are these evangelical preachers and shit, they are. No, I mean, it's like, oh, if you don't like it, well, sorry, but that's just the truth. Not every homophobe is secretly gay, but there's a lot of secretly gay people that also are homophobic because they feel like that if they can at least, you know, deny it in their own selves, then they can try to deny it to other people. That's the point. So it's just like, I mean, you think Ben Shapiro's gay? Nah, not necessarily. I think he's just a Judaic fascist piece of shit that is also very hyper fucking fundamentalist religious Zionist. Like, I feel like his intentions are a lot more darker, really, honestly. Like, he cries about this whole culture shit a lot, but if anything, he doesn't really make, you know, very hardcore, serious arguments outside the typical, you know, like, Judeo-Christian line. But there's a lot of other people that, frankly, are a lot more fucking, like, kind of, like, I mean, I guess maybe to a degree, I think Ben might be. So, if anything, I think he would be probably bisexual, but not, like, gay. Steven Crowder, not only do I think he might be secretly gay, but I think that motherfucker be secretly trans and is denying that deeply in himself. Because that motherfucker literally, you know, finds an excuse to go and drag like every other week. He literally had a segment like once a week, going in drag to be like Anna Kasparian, making fun of her and shit. Like, you know, some SNL right-wing skit or some shit back in like 2014 to 16 and shit. Like, he made it like a whole fucking thing for him to do, just constantly. So it's like, I mean, if anything, I don't necessarily just see him as like full-on secretly gay, but, you know, like also you know, secretly trans, but just has to really hella deny it. What are you getting into, buddy? What's this? Long. Oh my god. The fluff. This fat fuck of a fluff, dude. Oh my god. Holy shit, bruh. Oh, you want to see what Zukov did the other night? Or last night? This little terrorist, dude. He went to war with me. And he claimed some territory. Look at this little bastard. He claimed my pillows, dude. He conquered my shit. And then, of course, you know, to try to look cute, look what he decides to do. Stick his old tongue out. What did he do? He conquered my bed. Look at this. Look at him. Look at this. Look at that shit. I was kind of reorganizing my bed a little bit, and before I could get all my pillows put back in place, he fucking decided to be like, this is my spot now. And then, of course, he decides to sprawl out further and claim even more territory. And then, earlier, during my lunch break, he was doing this. I really, like, literally... like, literally straight up showing off the peaches, tail sticking straight out, legs spread out, wide eagle. His head is like half, like, let me get those peaches out of the way. Like, like his head half buried, you know, in this chair in his body. Like, I don't know what's going on there, but he was quite happy and proud to be expressing his peaches from the looks of it. What are you doing? What a little goofball. Just a sweet little puppo. Just give him a little scritch between the tail and the booty. He was just like, what the fuck? Stop it. He's not exactly fond of me doing that. Well, I mean, he is, because his tail wags when I do it, but at the same time, he's just like, meh. Here, what was that fucking, what's that thing about the Bill Maher show? I want to see a clip of that. Yeah, there it is. Check that in a sec. Crystal Ball dominates Bill Maher's show with facts. Damn. I kind of heard murmurs. I thought Kyle was going to be out there too, but I don't think he was. Which kind of sucks because, I mean, if anything, it would have been dope to watch him start clobbering all over Mar too. Oh, that would have been beautiful. I mean, every now and then I'm not the biggest fan of Crystal Ball, but, I mean, especially lately though, that's kind of changed a lot. I wish Omar and Bill, I certainly wish them to never speak ever again. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. So got the Concord, and now to burn those who defied me. You know, he's chomping away on some of his chicken ham rice and kibble. Can't you see the future? Well, considering that her head is at least attached to reality, I would imagine she has at least a better idea about how the future might look in comparison to someone like Bill Maher. So, I would imagine that, you know, despite her, the meme of her name, I think, you know, she actually legitimately probably has a better, you know, chance of actually legitimately predicting the future and being correct about it versus, you know, like I said, someone like Bill Maher. The motherfucker literally, like, endorsed Klobuchar, being like, yeah, I think she's reasonable. Like, if he said, like, Marianne Williamson, I would have been like, okay. But no, it was Klobuchar. So it's like, wow, okay. I think that's when I think that was the moment, you know, for me at least, to be like, alright, rolling you out, you're dumb. Because at least before then, you know, there was at least this kind of, like, kind of surface level, like, yeah, I'm kind of progressive. It's ironic because when I hear Bill from, like, 5-10 years ago would be shit. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he was, like, this has kind of been, like, a slow, but, I mean, once, like, the Klobuchar thing hit, that was, like, a rapid shift then, but before then, it was kind of, like, a slow shift. And, you know, it's so, I mean, he's just so far up his insular ivory tower sitting bubble and shit that he literally just, like, looks at anything younger than, like, 40 years old as, like, something that he legit just doesn't understand and just wants to shut the fuck up and get in line. Or get back to work and all this other shit. Like, at this point, the dude is straight up just a fucking conservative. Like, not far right by any means, luckily. But nonetheless, just a fucking conservative at this point. He's like a 90s conservative, honestly. That's what he is now. While 90s and 2000s to even early 2010s fucking Bill Maher would, or, you know, at least, like, the 90s to the 2010s, like, you know, that 30-year era of Bill Maher would at least, you know, honestly, like, we're at least, you know, fairly reasonable. And even then, there was definitely times I, you know, didn't agree with him. But at least I can see that he actually kind of maybe he might have had a point, and maybe I can at least absorb that and, you know, toss that around in my head a little bit. You know, even if I initially disagreed and shit. But, no, at this point, he's just so out of touch. You think he's losing it, like, legit? Like, no, I don't think he's outright losing it. Like, mental degradation shit, I don't know about, like, that, at least yet. I just think that he's, you know, just so far up the ivory tower and such on a successful mantle that he can't see anything else besides his wealth and influence and his status, which is basically being a part of the whole establishment now at this rate. Instead of it being a more kind of an assholey, smug voice against it, now he's this assholey, smug voice for it. And he's so far up his ass in that I think it's really just that, at least for right now. I don't think you know, like, I mean, there might be a point where he actually might start losing it a little bit, but I don't know if we've hit that yet. I mean, you know, we're at the point where we're seeing just kind of like a, you know, conservative light, centrist style boomer Bill Maher, but that can quickly shift. So, I don't know. I mean, maybe. I mean, we might see that eventually. I just don't know if it is, like, something that is happening now yet. I mean, maybe to, like, a small degree. You know, like, I mean, but probably just due to the, like, culture shit, you know, and whatever the fuck. At least, you know, a lot of the arbitrary, you know, cultural shit that really doesn't really mean much. Because I know he's all, like, you know, up the ass about, like, Latinx, you know, and how people don't use it and shit, even though literally no one gives a fuck about that. I mean, it's just like, and honestly, I mean, just a little aside, but even people like AOC, you know, condescend on her ivory tower, being like, excuse me, Latinx people? It's like, I'm not telling you that you have to change your language, but, it's more appropriate, come on now. It basically was just a summary of the little thing, and it's like, who gives a fuck, bitch? Like, aren't you supposed to be doing shit? Like, But no, you just want to lecture people about, like, how they're not using Latinx and whatever the fuck, I guess now. It's like, thanks. Bill Maher turns into Pat Robertson when he gets that hunch. I don't know if he's gonna turn into religious ass style shit. I mean, that's kind of the one thing that I guess he hasn't quite broken into yet. That's kind of the one thing that I guess he hasn't quite broken into yet. But anyway, here, let's just... There. Since we're already kind of getting into it.
Upset about the rich people who got tons of money and tons of support, way more than working class people did. But oh my God, people were able to feed their kids and they had a little bit of money in their bank accounts. It was the worst thing in the world.
Crystal Ball, who is the co-host of Breaking Points and Crystal Kyle and Friends, was on Real Time with Bill Maher and did a fantastic job. Absolutely fantastic. So it is really hard to pierce that Bill Maher elite bubble, but Crystal Ball managed to do it, and her commentary on some of these issues just great to have someone there actually educate a large audience of largely unaware people. So I have 3 clips to share with you. Let's just get to the first one. Is Joe Biden too far left?
Here's my question
No.
to Joe Biden for you, Tim. Has he pandered to
He's not even remotely close to the left. Like, that's... Oh my God, look at this weird, like... yeah, Joe Biden was too far. Like, oh my God. If it's pre-recorded, why is it called Real Time? I don't know, because I guess the idea is that Bill Maher's keeping up with the real-time state of affairs, even though he's out of touch.
Too much. B. Too little. Not at all. Because AOC would say not at all.
Well,
Yeah, because it literally is not at all.
Other people would say he
It's quite the opposite.
if you look at the trajectory of his presidency, at the beginning of his presidency, he did some of the things that myself as a person on the left would like him to see. He passes the COVID relief bill, and lo and behold, he had very high approval ratings.
You're not always on the left.
Then, I am on the left. I'm a Bernie Sanders leftist.
There's the populist economic left, and then there's the woke left. So these are two separate...
In any...
I guess, you know, who's this random dork that has, like, some weird-ass, like, I'm in a fucking 1950s, you know, aesthetic fucking indie band or some shit haircut, like... There's a difference between the woke left and the economic left here. Let's be real here. It's like, that's not even... Oh my God. That's... This is why I hate this show. I don't watch it.
What he's actually done. So in the beginning of the administration, he passes that. Very high approval rating, doing extraordinarily well. When he puts out the left agenda and the Build Back Better, and then it fails, and he stops delivering for the American people, that's when he falls off.
What do you mean by the left agenda in the Build
Come on. I'm a boomer here. I don't know anything. What's the left agenda in the Build Back Better here?
Universal pre-K. It's not everything that I would want.
Right.
There's no Medicare for all. There's no green.
This shouldn't be either or nothing. You are in left or both regards, and I can't consider you left. I mean, honestly. I mean, frankly, it's like, especially in their minds, it's like, what the fuck does, like, you know, woke left and economic left mean to these fucking people? Like, I mean, because frankly, it's like, I can consider myself woke, but not like a woke skull type of person and shit, but that's just because I'm not an asshole. Like, I mean, you know, but... I mean, if anything, I'm kind of like a, you know, like kind of an edgy leftist and shit. Like I have a dirtbag lefty, but at the same time, you know, advocate for woke and progressive ideas, you know, because those are good ideas. So I mean, it's just like fuck. I mean, you can't we can't have it both ways.
Pre-K, you had affordable child care, you had elder care, you had an expansion of Medicare. You had things that would have delivered for the American people. That falls apart, partly because of Manchin, Sinema, Parliament, all of that falls apart. And since now the American people are feeling incredible pain with inflation and gas prices and unable to put food on the table and put gas in the car, and he's basically ceded the ground and said, there's not much I can do. I just hope the Fed gets this under control. Yeah, the approval ratings have fallen off a cliff. That has nothing to do with the left. I wish the left had more power. In fact, I think the left is the only part of the political spectrum that has offered anything to deal with inflation, gas prices, and the current economic situation that doesn't just involve, hey, let's trigger a recession and kill people's wages.
Incredible.
Damn.
Incredible.
Damn. Just fucking murked. Damn. Damn. We've... well, Bill's the well bill. It's basically where the majority of Americans actually get help and support. In short, it's everything you hate, pretty much. I mean, if I had to choose, I'd have all the economic shit passed or the social shit, but both are obviously important. Yeah, because at least in my mind, a lot of the upliftment to the economic issues and social economic standards in this country, will by proxy help a lot of the social ills that are also going on in this country. But I mean, you also have to directly tackle the social shit as well. But I mean, it's like if you want to also indirectly tackle it too, while not directly focusing on it, focusing on like a lot of economic problems that are in this country that help uplift everybody and shit, will help alleviate, at least to some degree, not to like a major significant chunk, but at least to some degree, when it comes to those type of problems.
That arguably are even better. But before I get there, just quickly on this clip, first of all, on Bill Maher's question, really, you have to ask, is Biden placating the far left too much? Based on what? What has he done for the far left? What are you talking
like literally nothing. He hasn't done shit.
So Bill Maher is, if you have watched the show recently,
because he's fucking out of touch.
Barely, because it is
in a fucking ivory tower sitting liberal piece of shit.
I see what he focuses on. He is very focused on the far left woke mob. That's what he's concerned about. So saying Latinx instead of saying Latino or Latino.
I get that. I mean, gay people won't be as open in that world, but at least do it before they move out. I mean, that's kind of the idea. Like, it would help alleviate some of the ills to an extent, because people who might be in more socially regressive areas and shit, it's just like, I mean, they would at least have a better socioeconomic standard to flee those areas and go into an area where they could potentially have better opportunity and be more normalized in, their society. So it's just like, I mean, yeah, it obviously doesn't directly help, but at least there is a degree to where it can help alleviate these issues, because at least especially these days, like, not just for queer folk, but for just a lot of people in general, it's almost, either very hard or almost goddamn impossible to be moving anywhere in this country because of just how housing is, especially. And how, wages have been stagnant, if not been decreasing even more, because of inflation and shit. So, he just checks that one time. Yeah, he literally just did it fucking once. Which I didn't even see.
Omar, as opposed to, I don't know, low wages, as opposed to the climate crisis, as opposed to the cost of healthcare. What's really important is Latinx. Oh, that people don't want Latinx. But this is like, if you want to say, I don't know, has Biden even waged in on these culture war issues? Because I don't think he has. So in what realm, in what reality is Biden too far left? Or trying to, placate the far left? What are you talking about? And Crystal Ball there is exactly right.
Like, I mean, honestly, I got a COVID check. I got the ones that Trump put out, but not the one Biden did. So, honestly, frankly, at least as it stands now, I actually have at least somewhat more of a... It's, like, literally by, like this much. But I actually have a ever so slightly more positive view about Trump, at least when it comes to certain aspects of his presidency. Now, again, that literally is not saying much, because fundamentally, when you quantify it all, Trump is still, like, all the way down here. But nonetheless, at least, when it comes to certain shit, it's like, hey, at least he was providing some fucking crumbs. I can see that, and I can understand why people now, still, to this day, fucking have a better favorable rating to him in comparison to Biden. Biden's approval ratings are literally lower than Trump right now. Maybe you can see if you still can get it. I mean, I don't know at this point. I'd like to.
Line here. So Biden began his presidency, high approval rating, passed the American Rescue Plan, got, checks out to people, help people, and then
got mine for direct deposit.
By the summer, people were
at least the ones under Trump. Same here.
Like, what the hell's going on here? When they began talking about the infrastructure bill and the Build Back Better bill and decoupling it, well, then things began to wane a little bit in terms of his approval rating, and then it really separated December 10th and beyond, when it became very clear that Build Back Better was not happening. If you go back, look at the timeline, look at the headlines around that time. Joe Manchin's discussing how he's not going to support the Build Back Better bill, how he's not going to support, child care and everything else Crystal Ball mentioned there. That's when this really separated. When Biden just was like, oh, well, I guess I can't do anything. After he had promised Congress, promised members like AOC that, yes, he will get Manchin on board with this, and then didn't. And by the way, I should mention, AOC did not support the infrastructure bill because she realized that Biden would not be able to get Joe Manchin, and she was right. So you see here the separation. That's what happened after Biden ultimately did nothing, and he still has.
It's basically like Biden saw the most faintest of resistance and was like, "Oh well, I guess that was it." It's like I was hoping no one would resist me because I'm like peak centrist, but hey, Oh well, I tried. It's like no, you fucking didn't, you worthless sack of shit. President Doormat, President Dementia, dude. Like, I mean, he would have to be at least somewhat more cognitive, to actually be a fucking doormat. He's just President Dementia. Dude, not the dementia out of fucking bitch. You see that fucking thing where you like literally fell over on a bike?
It's Joe Manchin's fault.
It's like, how do you fucking do that? Like, unless you're learning how to ride a bike for the first time, how in the fuck do you file? What?
He can do.
Or if you're drunk.
Order, like, I don't know, maybe take cannabis out of a Schedule 1 drug, do something to actually help people, cancel student debt. But he's not doing any of that, so you have this massive disapproval now. The idea that he's too far left, and this is why. Why would he be losing young people if he's too far left? Like, are you stupid?
Well, considering that's Bill Maher, yes, he is.
Anyways, let's get to the next clip. This is on a debate over inflation and who actually got money during the pandemic.
Well, I mean, part of this inflationary problem is because we put too much money into the economy. There's way too much government spending, and that's why we have...
What? Oh my god, you fucking worthless liberal piece of goddamn, like, fucking wannabe indies band haircut shitbag, dude. Ugh. There's probably, some concrete somewhere out there that will have a very lovely welcoming party for you one day.
Part of that.
It's
just basic economics.
Oh my god, listen to these fucking harpy seals clapping away like a bunch of liberal NIMBY bastard bushy fucks.
Oh, by the way, there's a war in
It played a
Ukraine.
role. It's played a
So
role.
to act like the only reason we have
and
problems
you
now is
act-
because people got a little bit of money in their
Whoa,
bank
whoa, whoa,
account
whoa.
is just not honest.
And you, a little bit of money.
Hold on, let me please have it rewarded edgewise. This is my show now. Excuse me, woman. I will be misogynistic as long as I can get my point across here.
In World War II. So you don't act
But
like
hold
the
on.
Hold on. Don't act.
Wow, and the harpies are fucking clapping to that point. We're spending more than World War II. Duh. No shit. Because guess what? The federal budget was, well, a lot more fucking smaller back then. And also, money probably wasn't worth as much as it is now back in the day. Fucking shitty ass dumb fuck more, like, oh my god.
Don't act like we had to react to the pandemic exactly the way we did. We had to spend $6 trillion.
Okay, but how about
on
the
the forever
trillions
flu.
that the Federal Reserve...
The forever flu. Oh my god. You fucking worthless conservative piece of shit. Oh. Like, oh my god, the smugness on him just... I'm trying to find things that I can say that I want to do to wipe that worthless, smug fucking shit off of his goddamn fucking brain. Like, I mean, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to find some way to safely, like, you know what? I think, I'll just get, like, some cleaning detergent, of some sort, and just, scrub, just kind of scrub it down, like I would do at work and shit, you know what I mean? We'll just do something like that, but, if I was gonna scrub, I think I'll use a very big stick that has a very hard object that I can really kind of scrub hard, like, like some sandpaper type of stuff, because, I mean, it's grimy, man, steel wool, even, get some, like, sandpaper steel wool combo and just, like, get some elbow grease and just, like, vigorously scrub the shit out of that, just wipe it off, man. I mean, because sometimes smugness just is really on there hard, and you just got to get it off, you need some really hardcore shit to, to do it, man. And just keep doing it, until you see the brain, where you can get to the actual, like, smug core, and just wipe away, scrub away. Actually, it's right. We didn't have to do it because we should have been giving people a lot more support than these crumbs we got. Yeah, honestly, that's like the only part where he is half right, but not even for his point. He's right in the sense that, yeah, that we should have been doing a lot fucking more. We should have been doing a lot more government spending. We should have been doing a lot more to bail out the fucking economy for the working class and the average folk. And the bottom 50%. There should have been, under Biden, be like, listen, Jack, for the, up until my next term, we'll have monthly, $1,000 checks for everybody, under the 50% lower class strata and shit. It's like for the bottom 50%, everyone gets, $1,000 a month. Simple as that. But what about the debt? What about the debt? Yeah, guess what? We could pay it off over time if we, actually stricken the laws and actually enforce corporate taxes on these fucking parasites and these billionaires and shit. We could foot the bill by making a tax fund, directly investing into these fucking stimulus checks done by the collect taxes of Bezos and Musk. Make them directly culpable for having to pay for it. And if they refuse, then they get, one of their assets seized, whether it's their one of their mansions and everything in it, or, one of their yachts and everything in it, or whatever, it's like, hey, oh, and guess what, if we happen to find some potentially criminal, items or criminal activity on the things we have seized for assets, then... Oh, well, it looks like we might have to do an investigation. Uh-oh. Better get the FBI involved and see what's going on with this. What are we doing with this before we seize the assets, huh? Curious. Just fuck with them. And then, if they actually end up, being charged and shit, then, just seize all their fucking assets and just let that be like a little pocket fund, on the back, and shit. On the reserve, and just use, just have it reserved just strictly for that. And then whatever's left over, just, have it go immediately into education, infrastructure, healthcare. Who cares about that? Literally, it's been a boogeyman for far too long, and I'm one tired for it. Yeah, and frankly, I don't give a fuck. It's just like, who cares? Like, I mean, it hasn't really done exactly much to fucking cry and harp about it, because frankly, like... No one does, one, anything about it. Two, no one really seems to give a shit about it. And three, the economy seems to run just fine, whether it's like really insane or really low. It's like a credit. If everyone has bad credit, everyone has good credit. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. If everybody, like literally everyone's credit is in shit, then pretty much everyone's credit is good, because, I mean, there's not exactly that much difference between everyone's credit, because it's all shit. So, I mean, it's like, who cares? Oh. You little moany groany boy.
Wall Street. For some reason, people don't get upset about that.
And that
fueled the trillions of dollars the
Yeah.
Federal Reserve shot at Wall Street to stop the stock market and the bond market. No one gets upset about that, even though that was a massive
I don't know what
factor
you're
in inflation.
talking about. What do you mean shot at Wall Street?
Well,
what are we talking about?
I'm a boomer that doesn't understand modern lingo. What are you talking about? Oh, basically just helping, people like me and, people and my friends and stuff. Oh, yeah, that. Oh, that's fine. I mean, what are you talking about? I don't understand. What? My fucking bourgeois ivory tower sitting fucking chuckle fuck brain doesn't get it.
Assets, buying stocks, buying bonds, buying treasury bills so that they expand the balance sheet. This is during the crisis, the coronavirus crisis. When the stock market crashed, that is what the Fed did. They went into action. They shot
But the
trillions
stock
of
market
dollars.
didn't crash during
Now
that.
it's crashing. It's crashing.
No, yeah, it did. What are you fucking talking about? What? And people take this fucking retard seriously? Are we kidding me? Jesus Christ, what is going on at my friend's work? Hold on. Okay. I was about to go on a rant and then that popped up. What's about hand... What? Goddamn, everyone carrying handguns at the gas station today. Pistols, today, hotels. Okay. Like 6 people with handguns strapped to their legs. What the fuck? Hold on, I'm responding to this real quick. Honestly, because where he works at is dangerous as fuck. It's pretty sketchy where he's at. Especially at night. Okay. Jeez, what in the... Man, what in the fuck, man? What is with the world? But anyway, like I was about to say, it's like, who doesn't fucking it's just like, how does this, like, anyone take this stupid fuck Bill Maher seriously, like, dead ass? I mean, it's like, how, like, I mean, how's he out of a fucking show now at this point? Like, I mean, it's like, what, there was a crash? There was, like, a fucking crash and, you know, and during COVID, it's like, literally, yes, there fucking was. And it was pretty gnarly. I mean, it's like, what the fuck is he even talking about?
And the Fed came in and backstopped it. That's what happened.
What, it crashed
so
and we
that's
never
what
heard
I'm
about
saying.
it?
No, it crashed. Go back and look at it.
I think-
It fell off a cliff.
When?
The Treasury bond market stopped functioning. And the
In
Fed
2020, you retarded fuck.
action is never taken in history.
I don't
Somehow no
remember
one
that.
gets
With me, the
upset.
first week of the
I don't remember that. I had too much champagne and wine during those years because everybody was isolated and had to freaking freak out, and I had to fucking hear it, and I don't want to, so I had to take a bunch of champagne and wine to drown it out. I'm an ivory tower, smug, condescending, liberal, pussy, fucking conservative bitch, and frankly, I don't remember that. It's like, you worthless fucking cocksucker, dude. Like, I mean, there's just been, there's a lot of times where it's just like, you know, I'm feeling one of those, like, TJ Rage moments where he has to, like, censor himself, but you can kind of have to, you know, basically just see what his lips are saying and what he's kind of, like, doing with his hands and shit. And just kind of, and just imagine, you know, what he might be saying. Just kind of like in that Ben Shapiro gauntlet that was not too long ago. Because that shit was just, there was at least, I think, 3 different times where TJ straight up censored himself, you know, because of this. But, you know, I was worried about the whole mental lapse thing. Isn't memory the first thing to go? You know, honestly, you might have a point now that you're mentioning it. Yeah, that could be it. Early onset dementia or something.
Nobody gets upset about the rich people who got tons of money and tons of support,
Oh, yeah.
way more than working class people did.
Sure
but
they
oh
do.
my God, people were able to feed their kids.
Sure they did. What's the problem?
A little bit of money in their bank accounts. It was the worst thing in the world.
No.
That is one small part of the inflation story, and is, by the way, not the only thing that we can deal with to get out of this mess.
Well,
Oh my goodness. Again, incredible.
I kind of like how basically he just couldn't really say much. Looking at TJ. Okay, stab, stab. Okay, doing a lot of twisting, means, and shoving upward. Alright, looks like he wants to rip something apart. Probably, you know, his fucking jaw and skull, you know, away from each other. And just, like, rip it from, you know, the cheek, you know, and stuff, or something like that. And, you know, probably sticking his head on a pike and swinging it around and fucking bludgeoning it around on his corpse and stuff. You know, it's like... it's just... Yeah, I mean... But why is he kissing now? Uh-oh, oh God. Uh-oh. like this is getting a little dark. He's starting to do some kiss emotions. Looks like it's starting to get a little sexual. It's like, oh god. What's going on here? What are you doing, boy? Do you expect intense belly rubs out of me? Because they're not going to get a lot of them. I'll give it belly pats. Big sweet boy. He puts that imagery below the object below his waist. Oh my god. New TJ be the dude to be like that though. Actually, I might try to see if next, at least maybe not the next time, but like one of these days, he does like a TJ does live stream or some shit. If I'll be able to get a chance to chat with him a little bit. Because I did a Streamlabs the last time he was doing streaming shit, hitting him up, be like, you know, would he be down to talk about like labor history and like, you know, kind of current labor action, you know, going on. And since I know he doesn't know too much about labor and stuff in general, you know, it'd be kind of, I think, you know, a fun little thing to, you know, not just educate him, but, you know, just kind of spread the word out a little more too. Because this has been something I've been meaning to do anyway, so I was going to see about trying to hit him up on his Discord here at some point. And at least try to see if we could work out a time to, you know, do that. If it's something that he reaches out pretty soon about, then hopefully, probably, you know, within the month or something. Just see how his schedule is, obviously. Because TJ, busy boy. And I, too, am indeed a busy boy. So I can feel the sentiment. Two hard-working men out there doing our shit. just doing two different types of labor. Which actually means I would definitely want to collect some shit. Have like some points and stuff like that. Because I definitely will want to talk to him about my local labor efforts and stuff with the UFCW. I'd love to talk to him about the YouTubers Union that I've heard about. And I've actually been kind of having my ear on, not lately, but for a while, so I would definitely tune back into that, see how that's been doing. And that would definitely be something I think that they would probably find beneficial for them. And, because at least for the YouTubers Union, for what I do know, it's not just for people who have channels like, you know, DFF, for example, and shit like that. But it's also for people who happen to be like, you know, managers for people's stream or channels and shit. People who do streams, people who, you know, work behind the scenes on videos, so like video editors and shit like that. It's kind of a broad, you know, kind of like video developing, you know, mainly for YouTube specifically type of union and shit. For type of content creators. And they actually have done some things that, to kind of help do some incremental positives when it came to at least, you know, YouTube's behind the scenes and shit. So, I don't know too much of what they've done lately, but definitely something I want to get back and learning into a little bit. And also just kind of, you know, a little bit more of a generalized, you know, bit about labor history and stuff, and, you know, and including, you know, contemporary too. And talking about different, you know, ways to kind of learn about it, and, you know, especially through like music and through movies actually, because it's funny. Like I've been noticing, there's actually a pretty decent amount of films out there that are pretty attend towards a lot of labor history and shit. Because I know there's this one about these Welsh miners who went on strike. I think during the 70s or the 80s. And at the same time, there was also a lot of civil rights and career rights. I feel like I'm still saying that wrong. Career rights going on in the UK at the time as well. And there was a lot of different career activists that got together with a lot of these workers and unions for these mines who were striking, and got together in solidarity. And there's actually a movie about it. Actually, the way I found it was actually, we'll diverge a little bit. Was actually, I was looking up Bread and Roses because this is a song, and oh, right here, oh yeah, here's the movie. It's called Pride. This is a scene from it. I'm sure we could get away with playing a little bit of it here.
Listen to me, everyone. I just want to say something.
If you don't push it.
We've let you down. No, we have. We haven't collected enough. We haven't raised enough awareness. We know that. No, it's not enough to always be defending. Sometimes you have to attack, to push forward. And that's exactly what we're going to do. When we get back to London, and you have my word on this, we're going to do something so spectacular. And it will be so incredible, so effective that the National Coal Board, I promise you this, will come crawling on their hands and knees in full drag to beg you for forgiveness. Now, victory! Victory to the miners!
Marching in the beauty of the day, a million darkened kitchens, 1,000 moon lofts gray.
But yeah, but it's a pretty cool. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I really, really fucking love the scene. So a specific couplet from the poem that sunrise, blah 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 blah. But yeah, definitely, it's one movie that's related to the whole, you know, like labor movement and stuff, and definitely, and definitely very tangential to, you know, a lot of the history, at least kind of learning about how, you know, the struggle, not just for labor, but even for queer liberation also played a role too, and how intersectional they played a part, not just in the UK, but, I mean, also in the US as well, even though there isn't a movie about that, or at least not that I'm aware of. There was if there was a whose country is better, all UK would have to be like is healthcare. And you know that thing guilty people do where they look around and rub the back of their neck like, fucking goddamn it. Yeah, but then we could kind of come back and be like, well, you're Turf Island. At least we're trying to normalize it. We just have a bunch of fucking loud crystal fascists that are trying to tear it down right now. So at least you know we ain't Turf Island. So. There is that. They got us there. Yeah. I mean, they got us on the healthcare and got us on a lot of other shit, but they're still Turf Island. I mean, America's still got its problems when it comes to trans liberation, but I think it's definitely more ahead than the UK. I definitely think it's progressed a little bit more than that, as despite a lot of the fucking reactionary far-right fascists and shit. Because frankly, they're more of a fucking loud bang more than a long burn. The whip a loud bang comes shockwaves. Wants to get rid of TERFs, that's a wrap for us. Fair enough. That is fair, yes. If they figured out that shit way quicker than we do, then they got us there. Then the UK is just better. But you want to know what country is actually better than both of them, despite its size? Iceland. And it's easier to live there and move there. So if I wanted to be a citizen, I actually have a better chance of living there than fucking the UK. UK has a lot more stricter criteria. Iceland, hey, Iceland does if you want to just be a, you know, single person, but if you actually have an opportunity where you want to marry somebody who's an Icelandic citizen, that's a very easy way to get citizenship status in Iceland, because they want the diversity of the gene pool, because the natural, like, citizens there who are born and raised there, you know, are pretty genetically and, you know, genetically close to, like, everyone else. So it's not exactly, you know, a good idea for them to potentially be integrating with each other, or interbreeding with each other. So that's why they welcome, you know, foreigners that want to marry their people, whether it's a woman marrying a man or vice versa, or honestly just anybody. Like, they don't care really. Like, if they were there, they marry as one of their citizens, they'll welcome you. Because there's also the possibility that, hey, with marriage, you know, even if they're a gay couple or something, comes adoption. So, you know, at least the possibility of such. So, you know, either way, they welcome it. Can't get rid of them. Why? Cause that's all we have over you. That's all we have over you, you sons of bitches over there, you T-taxes sons of bitches. I mean, after that, it's basically just fucking, like, grudges of the Revolutionary War era and shit, which I like to fuck on UK with a little bit. Like, whatever my patriotism with that comes out is mostly just faux patriotism. Like, it's not really serious. I guess it is with the fervor when it comes to trying to have that mentality a little bit. You know, when it comes to today, at least when it comes to, you know, enacting change and shit. But I could say the same with Reconstruction, Nuremberg. Like, I mean, honestly, there's plenty of things that America was involved in or, you know, was a part of or was influenced with and shit that I think, you know, we could see today a little bit. Sukkot, why? What in the hell is that? You dragged? Look at this. He dragged. You can see a lot. Okay, look at this shit. What is this? This is absurd. Okay, hold on. Okay, this is ridiculous. Look at this. There's a little line of, like, food that, like, somehow fell out of his bowl that he's, like, moving that way. Like, what is this? He made it so it looked like the bowl had life. And the bowl's trying to flee him, dude. Like, what the dude, this dog, man. I don't know what to do with him. he's so fucking weird, bro. You're so weird. And how do you spill your fucking food, man? Like, come on, bro. Come on, man. Come here, moth. Come here, moth. Fuck you, moth. But, anyway. Long story short, though. I'm hoping that, you know, I'll have to definitely jot some points down and stuff, but eventually, get a chance to have a little chat with TJ, and hopefully that can eventually, sprout open the wings of, you know, potentially getting a chance to reach out and chat with others. Because at some point I'll definitely be like, hey, the teacher be like, hey, you know, if there's anyone else who you think would be interested in chatting me up, you know, let me know who, and you know, let me know what their contacts are or something. I'll definitely try to reach out for them too. On top of that, definitely I'll make sure I put my YouTube info there too as well, so people can find me too. It's also another way to sprout my own wings, you know, to get a little bit more of a thing going on here as well. Whenever I'm just kind of chilling doing these things, at least in the meantime. Because once I get a more secured internet line for the house and shit, you know, I can eventually start doing at least somewhat, you know, of a upgrade setup, or at least, you know, being able to do other things for the channel outside of just these two. Like, you know, maybe doing maybe like video reactions or like video essay style type of things, or at least kind of, you know, some form of that. Maybe every now and then like a little video game stream if you know, stream is a possibility for it, which I think, you know, should be able to. I have already a lot of that set up and in place. I just need to get some of my things from my room out here for that, which I'll have to figure out if that'll work out, but it should be able to. And at least in the meantime, that'll work out until I get a tower, because that's what I want to eventually get, but right now I want to wait until price drop a little bit on that. And because of crypto dropping the way it is, I mean, I'm thinking, honestly, some people are going to just bail out of that shit, so that would probably also drive prices of a lot of these different, you know, processors, GPUs, graphics cards, and shit. So by that point, we'll hopefully also drop the price down of, you know, computers, too. Which get us average Joe normies who want to just, you know, play games and shit, you know, and do, like, you know, videos and stuff like that, you know. It's like, then we can at least have a chance to, you know, have, you know, some financial, you know, little wiggle room to do that with, and not actually break the bank, you know, so that'd be nice. So, in time, eventually. But it can't come sooner, though. Crypto, crash further. Like, crash down into the core of the fucking earth, please. But anyway. From all the asides, let's. I know there's at least like one or maybe two more clips of this Bill Maher shit, and I want to see Bill Maher get creamed further and fuck on more.
Crystal ball, and really, the other two cannot keep up. It's what was oftentimes when there is someone who is one on this show, it can be hard to get a word in edgewise because this
Peach lemonade cider.
Basically, you gotta talk over each other. But Crystal ball here, just again and again, gets her points out, is able to succinctly. Put forward this actual knowledge that the other two are lacking. How does Bill Maher not remember that there was a stock market crash? Like, this is your job, dude.
Because he's a fucking rich bastard who don't give a fuck. He's wealthy and and even if he made some losses and shit, where he, makes his money and shit, doesn't really get heavily affected by this. So, it's very, very marginal, if that. Like, he don't give a fuck. I mean, it's Bill Maher. Like, you expect this son of a bit, and I guarantee you, this guy is also doing like some insider trading and shit too. Like, he's probably got some insider info, so he can be able to cash out before it truly crashes. So it's like, oh, what? There was a crash? Oh, I never noticed because I cashed out before it happened. He just, obviously, if he said anything like that, then he'd look a little sussy. So he has to try to maybe feign this idea, like, I don't remember, huh? I'm retiring, sitting in fucking, like, neoliberal, conservative, bourgeois fuck. Like, I don't want. There was a crash. And COVID, what? It's like, yeah, there was.
Yeah, a lot has happened since then. Even I, for a second, was like, crash. Oh, yeah, the crash. Like, that happened. So I'll go over a bit of...
I fucking remember it. It's David, how do you even forget? Are we serious? Like, did that just, like, did it just, like, escape people's heads? Like, I fucking remember it plain as day. Like, oh, my God. He has his show written for him and his hopes and guests don't go too far of his life paying talking points to make sure he finds places to fit in his stolen jokes. Yeah. And luckily, Crystal Ball at least, legit has some goddamn fucking sense, to, put in this shit. I mean, initially I never really liked her that much, but lately I'm starting to like her more and more and more, and hopefully, and honestly, I just want that trend to keep fucking going, because, like, goddamn. So far, the last two clips, outside of our little side owls having this shit, I mean, this is, like, fucking legit.
But, and I'll get to a third clip that's also great.
Oh,
but
yes.
Just Crystal Ball. Again, fantastic job, and, I've disagreed with her at times in terms of maybe certain issues that she's focused on, or certain topics she hasn't focused on as much that I would focus more on. But regardless, we have different, approaches to these things. That's fine. That's normal. It's okay to have differing views or differing emphasis on certain topics. But here, throughout this episode, did a fantastic job getting her points out and really educating.
I might watch this episode a bit more just to watch him get creamed.
Now, so I'm going to go over a bit of this because this is
just getting pegged by fucking Crystal, dude. Amazing. She's going like dominant fucking like fucking assertive school teacher status on his ass, and I love it.
Bill Maher and James Kirchick, the other guy there, just are completely out to lunch. From American Prospector, which, by the way, great piece. I will read a bit more from it in a second here. But David Dayen, if you want to know what the hell happened here in terms of the crash, and
I already know,
read David
basically.
Dayen's piece. In fact, just follow David Dayen.
It's just basically like, the people get breadcrumbs when it came to the stimulus checks, and the fucking corporations got a hella bailouts, but also wanted to cry and pretend that they were losing a bunch of money because of COVID. So, yeah, like, basically, like, that was essentially the very quick gist of it. And, yeah, like, I mean, there really wasn't really much, there's not much to explain with it, really.
Fantastic outlet here.
I mean, there's a lot of nuance to it, but that's the general gist for a layman to get.
Just announcing $4.5 trillion
and they fire people anyway. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, there was plenty of companies that just fire people anyway and laid off a lot of fucking people. Luckily for a work like mine, they really can't afford that, but people left anyway and shit. There wasn't really exactly many people being fired, but there were a lot of people leaving and shit because they couldn't really deal with it anymore. Frankly, don't blame them, especially these fucking days. Even with the wage shit. Doug Samwell's been talking for decades how Bill Maher is the fake Hollywood elitist piece of shit and never care about anything he's talked about in his show, has show written. And frankly, I'm not surprised, because he's Bill Maher is an elitist, bourgeois, out of touch, fucking conservative piece of shit. Essentially, it's all he fucking is. And still multiple jokes for Stan Hope over the years. Not surprised. A name for him? Oh my god. Oh my good fucking Jesus. Oh my god, his fucking blue eyes are adorable. I would say Sapphire, but that would be more of a female name. I want to think of like some sort of mineral now. Or like a gem. Like that, because those eyes are fucking gems, bro. Those eyes are gems! Look at those little eyeballs. Oh my goodness, such a puppy. I'm glad Zukov don't give a fuck, because he's over there just grooming himself, being just not giving a shit, or else he'll definitely be jealous. Kuta? I'm not a fan of that one for this guy. Man. I want to think mineral, because, like... Siphon, dude. Because he's siphoning all the fucking love out of me, bro. Dude, Siphon. Topaz. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Ooh, I like it. Oh, what do we just combine it to? Make that his full name. Siphon Topaz. Dude. Maybe have like a little full title name, bro. I was wanting to do that with Zukov, but I can't really exactly find a first name that would fit for him. I've kind of thought of Vladimir Zukov, but no, yeah, it's like, eh. He won't. There's obviously not going to be any way, especially now, where he's going to respond to that. At least see him respond to Vladimir. Vlad. Oh, maybe. Well, maybe he did there. Adolf. Fucking Adolf! Oh my god. Well, he is a German Shepherd, y'all. What are you eyeballing? You fucking little fluffy ball of absurdity. Who hijacked my pillows and tried to gain territory and invade a third of my bed, you piece of shit.
Now,
I still want to see this
capital
clip.
protected from the downsides of the coronavirus.
Here,
So
yeah, get to it, but get to the
March
clip.
9th, 2020,
Oh my god.
From The Guardian. This
Okay. Jesus, he's like, we'll get into it, but it's like he saves it until like way over here.
Easily. But let me get to the last clip here, which is over gas prices.
Gas
Oh,
prices
God.
we can largely attribute to an administration that's been waging war on the fossil fuel industry.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that it literally is ridiculous, you fucking liberal piece of like indie hair aesthetic fucking schmuck bitch. I hate this talking point like Biden and his administration is somehow a fault for gas prices. Like, literally, no, it's not. It literally fucking isn't. Inflation is used as an excuse by the fossil fuel industry, so on top of things like the war in Ukraine and, oh, the Keystone Pipeline not going through and blah, 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 they use these key things and shit to gouge up prices and shit. And also, OPEC has a mafia, like, monopoly, basically, on, like, how oil operates internationally and shit. So they could hold up the supply of oil despite how much demand there might be for it. Which thus can gouge up prices even further, which, guess who benefits from that? The fossil fuel industries in a lot of the fucking countries and companies that profit off of that shit. So it's nothing but just fucking bullshit. Like, it's all just like price gouging that these fossil fuel industries do, and it's just all just a fucking game. Like, I remember at least how I saw it was a Son video reacting to it. But there was this video, I don't know what the name of it is, but it was explaining about this whole gas price shit, and essentially that's literally the general gist of it. And it wasn't even until recently when I saw that video, at least, when I was like, oh shit, like OPEC actually has a fucking like thing to do with this, and frankly I should have figured, but I didn't really know what it was about, you know. And I was like, oh, well, this explains a lot. Libanian Blyman after they told us to vote for him. Wow. All the nines in a mental gymnastics competition. Yep.
And everybody, I mean,
That's the talking point.
U.S. production.
No.
Okay, U.S.
What? He's like, oh, that's the talking point. No. All she said was, that's ridiculous, you fucking schmuck little bitch. It's like, oh my god, I want to take, like, a fucking, like, wet latex glove and just literally slap you endlessly. Just until you're red in the fucking face, bitch. Like, oh my god.
Well,
I don't know why a wet latex glove. I don't know why that was the first thing to come to my mind, but fuck it. I mean, I guess because it's more humiliating. Little pansy bitch fuck.
okay, well.
The fossil fuel companies themselves are flush with
Oh,
cash,
peg 'em.
but will not invest in new drilling because they would let.
Oh my god, they cut to him just like, shit, dumb fuck brain, like, oh my god, take that fucking XL Bad Dragon horsecock dildo and just peg him, sister. Fucking do it, Crystal. Peg him. Leave him bleeding.
Shareholders.
Okay, all right,
That's
wait.
the truth of what's
Well,
happening.
here's the truth.
Hold on, I want let's absorb
Fossil
this.
fuel companies themselves are flush with cash, but will not invest in new drilling because they would rather give it to their
Okay.
shareholders.
Okay, all right,
That's
wait.
the truth of what's
Well,
happening.
here's the...
Oh, pegged him. Oh, even with the whole boom, pointed right at him. Oh, yes.
I mean, I just read today.
Damn.
In 2020, Biden said no more drilling on federal lands. No more...
No Keystone Pipeline.
Yeah, no. Okay, and I'm not...
Oh, wow, what do you know? Hey, that whole Keystone talking point thing I was mentioning earlier, guess what happened?
And also
and
antagonizing Saudi Arabia.
Oh,
Now he's
come
going back to
on.
Saudi
Oh, get fucked. Oh, you love Saudi Arabia? Why don't you move there, buddy? See how you like it. Oh, I'm sure you'll probably be crying about how they, have fucking total equal rights for women, right? Oh, wait. Oh my god, get fucked, you worthless parasite, you piece of schmug fucking. I'm getting like schmuck and smug like all mixed up. Like Jesus
Let us
Christ.
finish.
I'm
Just what we're saying.
All right.
And then you can shit
Well, and, antagonizing the Saudis with his Iran
Well,
deal
yes.
policy, and now he's going back to them hat in hand to get them to increase their production.
But I bet you're in favor of the Russian oil ban. Because
He's like, oh, wait a minute. I didn't want you to say that.
great
Russia
humanitarians.
is raping a country right now,
Yeah, and the
Saudi
Saudis are
Arabia-
amazing humanitarians.
No, I didn't say that.
Because
I didn't
Oh, Russia's raping a country right now. It's like, I'm pretty sure the whole war there going on is a lot more complex than you will ever fucking be able to comprehend there, bitch.
sit here. And by the way, the only issue with oil is not just supply and demand, because as I was just saying, we actually have a fairly significant amount of supply. It isn't at, extraordinarily low levels if you look at the recent
Yeah.
past. We don't have an extraordinary amount of demand. We're not even back to pre-pandemic levels. You do have a massive amount of Wall Street speculation that is also causing an increase in gas prices.
Yeah.
So again, this is what I'm saying, that the only
Gouging.
people who are talking about
And
that,
some people
and
are-
there's a lot of price
There's
gouging.
a lot of gas.
Oh, wow, yeah. Wow, Bill. Wow, are you actually starting to get something for once?
Gouging.
So you asked
You can always
whether
depend on them to gouge.
Biden is.
Yeah, because that's what the fossil fuel industry does. You literally had somebody sucking their cock right next to her, and you're just like, Just kind of scary looking, to be honest. I mean, honestly, that's why she's doing the fucking, like, I'm gonna be the dominant, assertive fucking, like, teacher on their ass, dude. And I'm honestly loving it. And frankly, I mean, this is just me, but I kind of like that aesthetic out of women a little bit. I kind of like that, more... I'm gonna, have some more assertive dominance, into some shit. And Crystal's really asserting that right now, and I'm vibing with it. I mean, I just, at least for me, I just personally like that a lot. So, I mean, for you, it might be scary. For me, it's kind of attractive.
To the left,
I don't
not for too
understand
much,
the
or whatever.
Democrat-
The left are the only ones talking about those issues, about the fact
Her shoulders
that you
look,
have monopolies.
like she lifts, lol. And I honestly don't mind that. I actually kind of like a woman who is, willing, don't mind doing some lifts and shit. And honestly, you're right, dude. She got some, dude. She thick though. I mean, but she, at least for me, she kind of like thick in all the right ways though. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know. Like, I mean, at least for me, well, it might be scary for you. At least for me, it's kind of attractive, but I don't mind either. I just noticed it for the first time. Yeah, I mean, it's like, well, yeah, like, I mean, well, I certainly don't mind, but, like, You know, because at least for me, you know, it's definitely, you know, a trait that I kind of like out of women a little bit, where they have like a sort of dominance and kind of like this, you know, thick but, you know, fit build and shit, kind of like what Crystal's got going a little bit. Got the thick, got the curves, you know, and everything in between and shit. Oh, so your girlfriend's the one that makes all the decisions, huh? Yeah, she's smarter than me. And what's the problem with that? Like, seriously. Like, oh, so your girlfriend makes, you know, like, is a little bit more of the dominant one in the relationship? Like, so the fuck what? Like, I mean, that is, if anything, there's just like a mutual, like, hey, you know, she takes more dominant roles in these things, and I take a dominant role in other things. Like, if it comes to cooking, I'd probably rather be, you know, wanting to do some of that shit. Not that I would stop, you know, her from cooking, but I'd prefer, you know, I definitely would love to be cooking and shit. I mean, you know, it's like cleaning, like, that's, for me, more of like a mutual thing. Like, it's just about, like, hey, let's, you know, let's try to, you know, like, let's do the clean shit together, because I don't mind cleaning, but, you know, I don't want her doing it all by herself, obviously. I mean, she does it one day and I do it another day. I mean, it is what it is, but, you know, hey, at least there's, like, a mutual thing going on there. When it comes to numbers, yeah, like, numbers, taxes, money, things like, well, I guess maybe money in itself, not really, but, like, the IRS shit, yeah, like, I'll be like, can you help me with this, please? Because, frankly, like, yeah, even to this day, I still need to figure that shit out. I mean, hell, my roommate's way older than me and shit, and he still needs to, like, he still needs help with that shit sometimes, you know? So it's like, I mean, frankly, that is, as far as I'm aware, you know, that's not even nothing to be ashamed of and shit, you know? So it's like, if, you know, if you have a partner or have, you know, a family member or a friend or some shit that helps you with that shit, that's, it's like you, me, and like half the people in this country both, you know what I mean? Time to do taxes. A ring of fire sprouts around you. Sign here in blood. And you have to just like, and then just like, you know, dapple it in like the little ink vial and shit. Get like, you know, some sort of like crow feather and just like, I mean, I have them right here, you know, it's just like, here, I'll take one. It's like, take one of these fucking crow feathers and just dabble it in blood and just like, write your name in it and shit. Got some work to do, but I'll be back for so long later. I probably will. Chances are I will. Don't be working yourself too hard now.
Prices far above what they need to because they can use the excuse of inflation. And CEOs are bragging on earnings calls about how they've lifted prices and gouged consumers, and we're not doing anything about it.
Peg 'em.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I'm so impressed. I really am. This was such a fantastic job. Maybe one of the best appearances from any guest I've seen on Bill Maher, just in terms of her ability to get these points out, to just put these people in their place. Multiple times there, she shut down James Kirchick and just exposed his garbage on monopolies, on oil production, on his lack of principles when it comes to the Saudis versus the Russians. And then by the end, he just had nothing to say. What can he say? What Crystal Ball is detailing there is exactly right. It's objective reality. So quickly on some of those points. Yes, U.S. oil output rises 3% in March to highest since November. So highest oil output since November.
So oil has actually, you know, had a slight increase, but yet, oh, you know, it's just like, yeah, we can't produce enough, and, you know, oh, the prices are too high, and blah, 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 blah. You know, it's like there's not enough supply. It's like, yeah, no, there isn't. There's plenty of supply going on. In fact, we're having a little bit of an increase. It's that, and OPEC does have element to play in a role in this, but it's just like they, you know, the fucking supply that is available is being withheld and shit purposely because the prices can stay artificially high and rise, and then basically get fuck all, you know, to show for it at that point. Because then, you know, while the demand might, you know, be high and shit, well, so a lot of the fossil fuel industry will continue making their fucking cut. I mean, look, I guess luckily, you know, it hasn't reverted back into, like, you know, what happened in the fucking 70s and, with that shit, but, I mean, who's to say it might not? Oh, it feels too expensive. Yep, as long as there were other energy sources. I know, right? Oh, wow. This has to like wind energy, like wind energy, different forms of like oceanic hydro energy, fucking solar energy. Like these are probably potentially far more viable. I mean, the oceanic hydro energy not as much, but like I know that's definitely something that's being more researched and developed and may potentially show a lot of promise and within the next half decade, within the coming decade and shit, which should become more viable within like the next 2 possibly. And then like geothermal, like a lot of some countries like Iceland are primarily run on geothermal and shit. So it's like, I mean, there's a lot of other energy sources that could be most certainly used here. I think the big 3, geothermal, wind, and solar, are some of the best options that we have. And at least until oceanic hydro energy becomes a little bit more viable, like harnessing the energy of the waves and shit like that, until we can get that shit going. I mean, hydro I'm not exactly in favor of because it still does a lot of environmental damage and shit when it comes to rivers. Like, I'd rather take out the fucking iron gates. Fossil fuel industry. I invented a vehicle that runs on imagination. Kill him.
Are way up. I wonder what's going on there. Maybe massive profits for these oil giants. Here's the profits of 4 large oil giants: Shell, BP, Chevron, Exxon. This is from Business Insider. You can see how it's increased into 2022.
Boom.
Headline here from a month ago from The Guardian: largest oil and gas producers made close to $100 billion in first quarter of 2022. Shell made $9.1 billion in profit, almost 3 times what it made in the same period last year.
Weird.
While Exxon raked in $8.8 billion. But somehow it's because of the Green New Deal. Because Biden's shutting down oil production. These people, they are so rarely actually challenged on their points with facts that when someone is there to challenge them,
and be dominant and assertive and peg them with a fucking Chance XL Bad Dragon flared dildo. Then fucking, why I know that fucking accurately, just don't ask me. It's just like, I mean, and it's just like, I mean, and just, pegging them that hard and shit and fucking, like, gets them all flustered. It makes them be like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Because they're usually like the most they ever get. It's like, oh well, I understand where we come from, but potentially it could be maybe some of this and that, and then they'll be like, oh well, that's silly, and they're like, oh well, and then whatever their opponent might be, whatever slight opposition they get, will just immediately just shut the fuck down. Like, to have someone who's like that assertive as fuck and just dominate over them and shit. It's 2 of them, let alone 1. Is a lot more of a challenge in their mind in comparison, and flusters them, and they're not used to it. Because frankly, like the most they ever get, I think when it comes to being challenged, is maybe like fucking Cornel West, and even he doesn't go that hardcore assertive and shit. Like he'll let them speak and shit when they want to talk and shit, but when he speaks, I mean he speaks, but not like that assertively. And honestly, I don't even know the last time when Cornel West was even on there anyway. Probably because he's, I think, like, a straight up and outright socialist, and they don't like that. They're like, bleh. So, it's probably why they don't get him, really that much anymore. He'd be speaking a little bit too much truth, to their shit, and they'd be like, I don't get it, I don't understand, I don't like this. You're saying it's ridiculous. Too much government spending with your ideas. I'm a bourgeois ivory tower sitting in a little fucking neolib bitch.
Because they have no idea what to say. Amazing job here by Crystal Ball. Fantastic. Just pure praise. I have nothing else to say. Just amazing job. I hope Bill Maher has more guests like this on, but I feel like he won't. There's a part, I think I showed it in one of the clips, where
Definitely
Bill
not.
Maher is surprised that Crystal Ball says that she's on the left, because Bill Maher definitely does not intentionally bring people on who are on the left. Now, his view...
Hence why he thought he was like, wait, what? You're not on the left. And it's like, she is. Like, I definitely got some disagreements with her still, but, like, she is. Like, I mean, she's done enough and said enough, especially these days, to make me warrant, like, yeah, she is. Like, when she was doing the whole, like, breaking points to Sagar, I was like, I'm not too sure about her. I was very, very skeptical about her in the first place, but lately I'm like, No, she's actually, you know, I don't know. Like, on her own especially, she's really great, actually.
A little skewed. He thinks the left is people talking about Latinx versus saying, Latino, as opposed to someone who's economically on the left, like Crystal Ball is. But regardless, Bill Maher rarely ever has any leftist on his show. So to actually have Crystal Ball here and her be able to make these sorts of points and shut these morons down was wonderful to see.
Oh, and it's beautiful. Oh, just give me more. I love it. Too bad Bill Maher won't actually do that, because he's kind of a little schmuck fuck. Yeah, what? I just get sick of these fucking neolib bourgeois little shitbags, man. I get done with them. They're just so fucking annoying. Ugh. Because all they just fundamentally do is just enable and just incentivize a lot of the fucking far-right American nationalists and fucking Christian fascists in this fucking country. And at this rate, you know, I'm starting to get to the point where it's like the whole cut a lib leads a fascist type of fucking metaphor is starting to look a little bit more truer than ever at this rate, considering these fucking shitbags like Mar and shit. Because they're basically, you know, just like towing out like straight up fucking conservative shit. So it's like, huh. I wonder why at this point, you know, they seem to be incentivizing them far more and shit in comparison to fucking, you know, people on the left or the progressive side of things. I loved seeing them got fucked up during protests. I remember that shit. It was fucking great. I wish there was like, you know, some sort of like CNN based type of like building, you know, around the Portland and shit, because then I'd fucking shit on it endlessly, dude. Even when it's not fucking, you know, like during protest season, I would find some spray paint and just do it myself. Frankly, I should probably keep this more to myself, but I definitely want to get some spray paint in one of these days to kind of go around Portland and put a lot of fucking militant union propaganda around. I wish they destroyed the letters. Yeah, I wish they did. Just take a few sledgehammers and a few pickaxes and just smack the fuck out of it. I mean, it's like the one time where the right wing should be like, yeah, Antifa's doing something good for once. They're hitting CNN. But even then, I think they're all like, boo! Fucking Antifa agents trying to manipulate us and thinking that they're actually good, but they're not. Boo! They're just eating themselves alive now. Friendly fire right there, brother. That's why I call friendly fire. It's like, oh my god, you fucking morons. It's like, I still think seeing it. They still think seeing it. It's like, I know. It's like, how? I mean, it's just like, like, can we explain how? What? Because they virtue every now and then about climate change, maybe. But even then, they're still bought and sold by the fossil fuel industry. And, you know, maybe, you know, might be virtuous, you know, to woke progressive ideas and shit. But just because they're part of the whole rainbow coalition of fucking corporations. It's like, give me a fucking break. Little. He's a little sweet thing. Oh, look at Drew. He's so cute. A little ball of cuteness. What you doing just chilling over there? He's staring at me, twiddling with the slider. Is that what you're doing? If I surpass this approval rating, Surprise is prevalent is low. Against frustration, you tried his hardest to do absolutely nothing. I know, right? Well, he said it himself. Nothing would fundamentally change. Only he said that, you know, to a room full of fucking billionaires instead of the rest of us. But luckily, someone was willing to blow the whistle on that. Blah. Scene. See what random little things I can. Shkaboo-boo. This. I get recommended a thing by my local news. KPTV, Fox 12 Oregon. 7 arrested after illegal street racing in Portland. Which is actually one of the rare things that fucking police are actually doing good for once. It's like, say we're doing something. Are we gonna do anything about all the shootings going on? No. But we'll do something about the damn street racing. Because that's our job. We as the PPB are allowed to do the street racing because we have our special lights and badges. No one else is allowed to do street racing. Only us Hogs are allowed to do street racing, boy. Tell you what. I'm willing to bet he doesn't know who he is without constant medication. Yeah, honestly, I feel the same exact way. I feel like Biden is just one of those people that are just like, what am I again? He's like, who? Here, Mr. President, you need to take medication again. Oh, look, the special pills. There's many special pills I hear about. Yes. Oh, hey, what's going on, Jack? His name's Biden, and I'll tell you what now, I'd say what for. Ooh, what's this? This rare alignment includes 5 planets easily spotted with the naked eye. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. While more distant, Uranus and Neptune require binoculars. If you miss the spectacle, you'll have to wait until 4040 to get another chance. What? Yo. I'm going to scare and enrage you with 3 words. President Bill Maher. Oh, fuck, you just sent shit over down my spine, dude. Ugh. That is just disgusting. Can we just, like, not with that? Can we just be like, no thank you on that front? All the comedians get Me Too'd. Why can't he be one of them? I know, seriously. I guarantee you there has to be something with that fucking schmug little weird fuck, dude. Dude, there has to be something. And I guarantee you there is. Like, he's just too much of a goddamn fucking gross-ass weasel for it, dude. Like, seriously. Ugh. This fucking disgusts me. It's gross. Ugh. I'm getting recommended a progressive voice talking about the fucking crystal ball now. Seriously. I literally just saw this. Like, come on. Come on, YouTube. Seriously. Does your algorithm not know? Granted, he'd probably be able to pay his way out of it, but at least some people might turn against him. Yeah, at least, hopefully. Oh shit. Oh, is this good? ISO Kenny, I think his name is. I've seen some of his videos. He does, or at least mostly YouTube shorts, but he does like these YouTube shorts where he does like when the blank gets into studio. Looks like there's a new one called When the FBI Agent Gets into Studio. Oh, I kind of want to see this. I want to see what this is about. Hold on. We'll do this. Okay. PV was a progressive voice was hilarious in DNC primaries. I think when he said Al picked Biden, of course they did. Where they fucked their cousins. Of course. Honestly, the progressive voice, like, I mean, I used to kind of like not really get with him that much, you know, but honestly lately I've been like, you know, I've been kind of like, why haven't I sat on this guy for a while? And honestly, and I know he does live streams that he'll also have on YouTube as well, where he'll dual stream. So honestly, I need to check out his stuff more. Honestly, yeah, because he's actually, you know, like I know when I first was like, I remember him when he was first starting off. Like he would literally be in secular talk comment sections, constantly shilling himself all the time. And honestly, like, despite other people that would do that shit, he actually would constantly put out content. But everybody at least had, you know, it was kind of a meme for a while. It's like, oh, you look like Mini Jank trying to copy Kyle, bro. Boo. But he kept sticking with it. He kept just doing that, and eventually he kind of caught on. And now he's grown from it and evolved off of that, you know, and is doing his own thing. You know, honestly, so I can respect the grind, you know, I like that. You know, so it's just like, I've kind of sat on him for a while because of that. Because I was at least initially kind of like, oh, come on, dude. I mean, at least, you know, you got shit and you're actually trying to put your voice out there. But yeah, you literally sound like a copy-paste of secular talk here, dude. Like, low-key, though. But, you know, over time, I've kind of realized, you know, he's actually kind of branching off and is doing his thing now. But I think now at this point he's definitely kind of totally evolved and is just his own thing now at this point. So he's kind of, if anything, moved into Secular Talk's like 2015-16 studio where he's in like the fucking massage parlor. You know what I mean? Like he's in that studio now. He's taken over fucking Kyle's studio back when 2015-16 was the thing. Oh, I remember that studio, dude. It was basically just like the massage / blowjob parlor. And I loved it. I love that aesthetic. Here, I want to check this out.
To his close friends, we got him. And if anybody wants to try something like that again, listen up. I got something to say.
Okay. What do we got?
Sorry, but I'm really not sorry. We won't free the guys. Say hello to your brand new cups. You got no alibi. Think that you can get away from us? Buddy, nice try. Alphabet boy in the stew. It's the FBI. Put him on record and we throw that boy in the jam. No, I ain't talking about death. Flashman coming in clutch, better show me your hands. It could really leave you deaf. Show me respect. Diss me, you might be next. Webcam just might be checked. We got the finest tag. Thought we wouldn't find you on your trail.
Ooh.
You had GPS. After you were done, you
damn, this actually slaps.
Yes, and your raps will say you did it.
CBS.
2 damn minutes. Sentence longer than cell phone digits. Don't thank me, just thank my widget. Yeah, so that guy that added us to his...
Damn. Too bad it's a short. Is there a fuller version of this yet? Damn. Usually he'll put in the comments, because I know in the past he has, but I guess he hasn't uploaded the full one yet. Ah! I want to see the full one of this. Because, ooh. Because he actually he legit kind of fucking spits a little bit. It's like, hey... especially when it comes to like rap and hip hop and stuff, I honestly appreciate a lot more indie artists more because there's a lot more of like, they tend to be a little bit more creative with flows and shit. and tend to have I guess in a way, more fun with it, because obviously they're not attached to, like, a label and shit, and they can't, you know, where they're not as, like, free to just do whatever the fuck they want. So you get dudes like this that, you know, kind of have that ability, and it's like, hey. Oh shit, he actually does release some songs. ISO Skinny Tobago official audio. Oh, there's even a video for it too. Oh, so he does his own, you know, he just makes his own shit too. That's dope. Nice. I kind of have to see what his more serious work is like at some point. Because I like a lot of his more humorous type of work. Because honestly, it actually legit vibes. Louisiana has prison slave plantations. It's on Reacts. Yeah. What, you think the South is fucking, you know, like, just like, yep, that Reconstruction solved everything. It's like, we definitely don't have slaves no more, wink wink. Oh my god, you know, I just absorbed the thumbnail, Jesus Christ. There's a literal fucking, like, goddamn guard on a fucking horse, and you got, like, literally all black dudes with hoes out on a farm. Oh my god! Ah! That literally looks like, that literally looks like modern, that literally is just fucking slavery right there. That right there is literally just fucking slavery. Like, you cannot fucking beat around the bush. If like, you literally send a picture to, like, some person in Europe and be like, yo, is this slavery? Is this a picture of, you know, a bunch of people who are slaves? Like, 100% of the time, they will be like, yup. Like, oh my god! Okay, we gotta watch this. Alright, this has intrigued me. Holy fuck, dude. Oh my god. Oh, God, a horse. As long as I'm up here, their dicks won't something bigger than mine. They won't seem big to mine as long as I'm up here, and plus the horse at least compensates a little more for the exercise. The horse is about as big as my legs, so, you know, that at least compensates for it.
People keep the doors open, that we keep a few, or keep some out there. And that's the ones that you can work.
What?
State prison. They are state prison. They are a necessary evil to keep the doors open, that we keep a few, or keep some out there. And that's the ones that you can work. That's the one.
So slavery is basically a necessary evil? Who is that? Who is this? Dude, is that fucking Joe Manchin?
Trash, the work release programs. But guess what? Those are the ones that they're releasing.
That is a Shreveport sheriff.
Oh, Shreveport sheriff.
The ones that we're releasing are doing the best slave labor, dude. I mean, this is America.
Hey, look, as long as, you know, these, well, obviously for a society that's politically correct, those, colored peoples, is that how it is? Oh, people of color, whatever, it's the same goddamn thing, you fucking liberal. Anyway, you know, those fucking, like, coloreds and stuff, like, you know, they are, you know, as long as they're a proper slave, they, you know, could be a proper citizen again. You know, I, as a fucking hog-sucking pig fucking sheriff right here, tell you what, understand that as long as they know the plates and act like a proper slave, you know, when they're incentivized into the system, even though we purposely do that in the first place, like, they can fucking, you know, go back into society. But if they want to rebel, then they just get nothing but repercussions and the proper beatings, well, I tell you, and their sentences just get longer and longer. It's like, Jesus Christ, this is fucking 1850s! And people wonder why, like, black people get guns and shit sometimes.
works, dude. This is how it works, okay? So don't ask me why fucking Louisiana is so fucked up.
I love the fact my misspellings in that context can be chalked up by redneck speak. Well, honestly, because frankly, I thought you purposely did that. As, like, you know, as purposeful redneck speak. At least their dicks won't stand better big than mine, I tell you what, boy. I mean, honestly, if it's in redneck speak, I mean, feel free to purposely misspell shit, because honestly, it makes sense.
You're absolutely correct on that.
No, but should have. Yeah. I honestly legit thought it was purposeful, so I just went with it. Oh my god, there's another one. Oh my fucking god. Okay, can we just, like, I guarantee you, like, every horse is a stallion, so in case, like, you know, these black people are like, yeah, at least, you know what, I'm bigger dick than that white guy, and it's like, well, my horse is at least bigger than you. And if you had talked back, maybe I can have you, you know, take a little bit of a, you know, some time in a bomb, bitch. It's like, uh-oh. It's like, oh god. Frankly, I don't even want to know what the fuck happens in these prisons. And you know what? It's also very curious how there's no white people that happen to be in this type of labor. Huh, weird. You don't see white folk, you know, even though white people also happen to be in Louisiana prisons too, you know, because that also is a thing. Really, dog? What in the fuck is he doing? He just buried his head and now he's presenting his peaches. Great. You're distracting.
The way this, like
one of those dudes, I know he's just wearing like an extra shirt over his head, but it literally looks like he has like a fucking like rag over his head, you know, to like blindfold him or something. The slide there, pray, who day in days.
these sort of rich places.
Dude, you could tell this white guy, all that horse, does this job often because of how red and tan he is. Like, he does that job often, and he loves it.
Of America. Louisiana, the state, has some of the highest fucking...
Honestly, I'm surprised that horse isn't broken because of the fucking hog on its back, dude.
Concentration. Right next
it was
to
the horse. The horse
fucking
is anti-prison labor.
The poorest motherfuckers. Literally, street to street, it varies. Under the same...
Well, I mean, honestly, I'm not making fun of the horse. That's why, honestly, I'm saying the horse is more endowed than the white guy, you know, riding it. Like, I mean, you know, like, honestly, I mean, I guess frankly more endowed than literally all those humans, even combined. If I was the horse, I'd kick him so fucking hard. I mean, seriously. Damn, very Bjorn. What? Hold on. I want to see what he's reacting to. What is this? Okay. I don't even know.
Glaringly unequal, unjustifiable existence, especially for black people in the whole fucking state. Straight up. Third world country conditions across the fucking board.
Frankly, this literally looks like somewhere in fucking like the third world and shit. I'm not even gonna lie.
Or, and especially if you are black. Okay? The people of Louisiana's existence. They have levees that literally are placed higher than they're supposed to that ends up overfilling poor neighborhoods. Black neighborhoods routinely get flooded unjustifiably because of the levees that they've built around white neighborhoods, motherfucker. That's how insane it is. Where, like, levees are supposed to be half the fucking size.
It's as if maybe a lot of policies and systemic racist policies like redlining and segregation over the generations and shit probably has something to do with that. Curious.
like a balance. But it doesn't matter.
Odd.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? That's fucking racist architecture. I know Tucker Carlson talks about, like, highways are racist. What the fuck? That's crazy. Yeah, bit.
You didn't do this laugh right. It's... I mean, it almost sounds like a witch. It's like... And he does this, like weird face and shit, like, where he squints and whatever the fuck. It does this, like, witchy fucking laugh. I mean, oh my god, like, the things I could do to Tucker Carlson if I was in a room alone with him for just literally fucking 30 minutes, let alone an hour, dude. I mean, with, like, and I had, like, one of those fucking, like, goddamn, like, Gary's mod guns and shit, where you can, like, literally materialize whatever the fuck you want. Like, I mean, if you gave me just one of those, and Tucker Carlson and me, in a fucking 20-foot by 20-foot room, you just give me 30 minutes, and, we'll have a very, very fun time, Gary's mod a couple chairs, a table, some nice whiskey, a couple shot glasses, and, a nice, not just Coca-Cola, but, like, a really nice, high-quality fucking, bougie type of soda. And... and we'll just kind of sit there for a minute. He doesn't, I'll make it so he doesn't actually realize I have it. I'll set the shit up before he actually arrives into the room and closes the door and all this shit. And, so I'll set up, like, a little something on the side, to at least make the room look a little filled. Add some, decorations, some decor. And just kind of, like, hide it off, somewhere. And, and then just, like, in the middle of our back and forth and shit, having some guards pretending to agree with them, at least, for, like, 10 minutes. Or 15, 20, I guess maybe, I need a little bit more than 30 minutes, at least for what I'm planning here. And then, just go over to one section where I have it hidden and just, like, materialize myself, Well, this is kind of the part where I need to at least, redact a few things, so I'm not going to at least say what it is, but you can kind of probably imagine what it is, and it has to do with something that involves calibers and, some different things like that. And, some boomsticks maybe, some stuff like that. And I'm just like, pontificating on, like, some art piece or some shit that I have, like, conveniently displayed to, distract him in some shit in his weird drunken cigar smoking fiasco. And fucking just out of nowhere and be like, so, you really think that all these ideas are good, huh? Well, and just, like, fucking go on, like, some leftist revolutionary spiel and have him be like, what? Like, that won't work. Fucking, do this weird shit and just fucking, yeah, maybe not necessarily Thanos snap him, but yeah, just basically do the equivalent of Thanos snapping him out of fucking existence. Yeah, I mean, probably, I guess, my method would be a little bit more of a dirtier deed, I suppose, but, I guess either way, hey, he does get Thanos snapped. I mean, just the conventions of how that happens is a little different. See, we need to do something fun. Take him mountain climbing, but oh no, his harness was loose, splat. Oh, you know what? That's true. But he's too much of a bitch to fucking do some mountain climbing, let alone hiking. Or kayaking or anything like that. He's too much of a bitch. So, honestly, like, I mean, how would I even get him to do that? Well, so, like, the pussy-ass hoe wouldn't even, like, It's like, I mean, you know what? If I just, make him insecure, it's like, what, are you not, like, it's like, come on, be a proper white man. What, you're gonna make your ancestors fucking disappointed because they ain't doing some mountain climbing? Don't be a fucking, goddamn beta liberal here. Maybe I can, You know what, maybe I could at least, do the whole, like, convince him and pretend I'm on his side, type of shit, like, hey, I'm one of you, wink, wink. He probably thinks Texas Pete is too spicy. Dude, I guarantee it, bro. He probably thinks, like, some shit like General Tso's chicken is, like, too spicy or some shit, dude. And that shit's, like, barely spicy. You'll probably legit think, like, sweet and spicy barbecue sauce is too spicy, and that shit is not even spicy. It just has a tang to it. Or cinnamon jawbreakers. Oh my god. Dude, oh my, frankly, honestly, all I were, like, truly, you know, especially if it comes to, like, you know, some dark desires, all I really have to do is just fucking, you know, it'd be really fun to fit. Yeah, I just fuck him to death in a sex dungeon. You know, I'll just have a sex dungeon where he's just, you know, alone for a while. And then, you know, it's literally filled with, like, all the fucking utensils and the tools, dude. Like, literally, like, one of everything that you can think of. And it's just so I can really, you know, explore options, you know? And then just, you know, because honestly, frankly, deep down inside, you know he likes it, so he'll be okay. Everyone, which I hear them get dogged on, what do people have against them is like having longer tasting hot tamales. I never had a cinnamon jawbreaker, so I don't know. Watch us get arrested for this. Oh my god. I mean, honestly, it's parody, and frankly, like, I don't got a sex dungeon, and two, like, I mean, this is all fantasy. Like, I mean, I don't think I really necessarily need to put satire, because this is literally all hypothetical and just fucking, like, I feel like this is kind of obviously, you know, not, like, an avocation or a fucking, like, you know, direct threat or anything like that. I mean, it feels kind of blatantly obvious, I feel like. I mean, it's not, you know, I feel like the verbiage and the way it's being described is not exactly, you know, risque or TOS breaking. But knowing YouTube, their shit's dumb as fuck, so who knows? I see it get age restricted. For being arrested and considering what he's decided, so should be. Yeah, honestly. Like, I would literally take that, of course, like, hey, considering what, you know, Tucker Carlson cited, which here's the various different, you know, claims he has made, you know, which have directly incited, you know, the violence to a lot of these different actions, considering, you know, the influence of, you know, his, platform. Like, I mean, I obviously, I don't necessarily see it working, so to speak, but I'd still use it as a fucking defense, because what he's doing is more, like, not just direct active violence type of avocation, but direct avocation of, like, terrorist fucking ideological views when it comes to, like, the white supremacist fucking fascistic, you know, wing of this country and shit. You know, when it comes to those fucking type of people, so... I mean, it just seems like, I mean, I feel like, you know, there'd be a major fat hypocrisy when it comes to, you know, the whole Biden administration right there, I tell you what.
Racist. And so are levies!
Especially considering that, like, shit like this is happening. Yeah, actually, considering I know how lengthy this is, I'm gonna do this. Yeah. No. Turn that off. This. Don't know if there's a video to it, but I'll do this. Hopefully it's not too fast.
Eureka, Missouri. These embankments across
oh god, this is... And why is this still on? And why does that keep happening? Stop it. Stop! Turn those off. Yeah, turn them off. Yes, are they off? They're off. We'll slow that down. And make sure these are off. Yes.
Honestly, built fucking levies way higher than they were supposed to protect richer neighborhoods at the cost of poorer neighborhoods. Water is supposed to disperse evenly. There's also speculation that was in the lower 9th ward, the dam was blown up in the during the Katrina disaster.
Blown up?
Specifically flooding the poorer black neighborhoods.
That seems a little sus. It's like, hey, you know, Katrina hit, you know, what would you blow the dam would make this whole situation, the hurricane worse for some of the black community. It's like, I mean, what the fuck? Like, that's straight up, like, you know, honestly, as far as I'm concerned, like, a borderline terrorist attack to the fucking, you know, like, black community at that point. Like, during Katrina. And also, on top of that, like, fucking, I mean, considering, like, a lot of the things that happened in Katrina with a lot of the people who were considered looters, who were mainly people who were scavenging to fucking survive in a kind of a borderline apocalyptic wasteland, you know, for a temporary amount of time, while aid was, you know, slow to come. I mean, it's just like, I mean, there's also that whole infamous bridge. I forgot the name of the incident, but there was like a whole incident on a bridge where a bunch of fucking police agents literally just slaughtered a bunch of black folk, you know, who were considered looters and shit, because, you know, they were scavenging for food and shit, you know, try to live, you know, while the, you know, shit was fucking gone haywire because of Katrina. What's up, Rip? See the base France video I sent Telegram? No, I didn't actually. Here, hold on. Yeah, I'll just do this because it's Telegram. Or at least our little chat. We don't. I see your damn Zverish porn. I see this, but that's it. Was there something else? Was there something you sent me? No, I don't see anything. So, no. No. There isn't anything at all. I sent it in the AM. Well, it's not there. Oh, it's a Reddit thing, huh? Alright, I'll check this real quick. French police just, okay, you know, just fucking open the Reddit. I thought it already was going to do that. Come on. Come on, bitch. Load. Load. Come on. Are we serious right now? Yeah, I'll click your shit again. So. Okay. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna do technical difficulty works right here, I tell you what. Try to figure this out. Will you fucking do your thing? Open. Come on. Yay! Whoa! Holy shit, dude. Whoa! Yo! Yo! What the fuck is this? French police charging firefighters? Firefighters not having any of it? Dude, it's the state versus the state. Then I hope the state wins. And the state meeting the firefighters, dude. Bruh. Bruh. Dude, fuck pigs, man. It's like, fuck the French pigs, especially, dude. Like, I mean, man, I yearn for the day that, you know, I can be in a riot with the French and fucking go against the French pigs, man. Some French hogs and going against those motherfuckers, man. They're about just as brutal as the fucking, you know, pigs out here in PPB, so it literally would not be any different. A second of blue! Why were they even going after him? Oh my god, look at them all! Dude, they charged! Dude, they all literally came in to help him! Based! Get him, boys! Get him, firefighters! Yes! Fuck them up! Fuck these pigs! They fight with steel buckets! While firefighters fight with titanium balls, bro. Fencing, dude. Fuck. Yes, man. Yeah, what's the content? Firefighters are on strike. Police charged the line for some... Oh, so these are union firefighters on strike. Well, it is... Yeah, pigs and firefighters generally don't like each other. Firefighters commonly dive into burning buildings to save people. Cops commonly shoot people. Yeah. I know there is, like, you know, some merit, you know, to type of, you know, things when it comes to at least United States firefighters, where some fire departments are corrupt to where they will, like, purposefully start fires and, you know, do certain things, you know, to kind of justify their existence because outside of, you know, shit like that, there's nothing going on. So it's just like I know there are instances where firefighters can be kind of shitty, but that's more of an exemption than the rule. While the cops is the opposite. Like, them doing corrupt shit is the rule, while a good cop is an exemption. Which, frankly, should be like how the firefighters are. It should be the other way around. Where the corruption shit's more of an exemption to the rule, more than, you know, the other way. You know, it's like, oh my god. But of course, you know, you got hard-working laborers and shit on strike, and it doesn't matter whether the firefighters, you know, people like me, miners, fucking mill workers, lumberjacks, fucking machinists, don't really matter what laborer you are. If you're on strike and on a picket line, cops don't give a fuck. They'll break your shit up. I mean, every now and then, if you're nice and peaceful, you know, depending on what industry you're in, they won't necessarily give a shit. Because there's definitely a lot of strikes and a lot of pickets that don't ever really have to deal with cops at all, outside of maybe being like, what's going on here? Oh, you're on a picket? Okay, that's fine. Just be peaceful. Bye. Like, these days, usually, for the most part, they usually will leave you alone. But, I mean, historically, that's never the case. And even today, as we can see, you know, with these French fucking pigs. With these French swine. French cops. While the firefighters matadors start tossing the damn cigarettes everywhere, do you know how many was started because of you? But you know what? Solidarity to the French firefighters on strike, man. I wish I could be there with them, dude. I've been itching to fucking be on a workers' picket line, dude. Like, there's, yeah, there's, like, going to protest, but then there's, like, a workers' strike and shit. That's a little bit of a different vibe. Same feeling, but a little different. And, oh my god, I'm fucking itching for it.
Were built around block communities which cars could pass through, but buses could not, keeping them from the economically prosperous area.
Man, I kind of wished our company didn't instill the wage increases yet, because I was hoping it would go to arbitration, because that would have meant we had a very highly likelihood that we would strike because of that. Even if it was going to be for a couple days. Oh man, I was so badly wanting it. Because I already have an idea of what I would be doing and shit. Like, I have music, I got a fucking songbook. Like, I know songs and shit. Like, I'd be fucking, like, the music guy, you know. I definitely know my way when it comes to labor and, you know, how to fucking rabble-rouse a crowd a little bit. I mean, you know, like, especially when it comes to, like, you know, the workers' plight. Like, you know, so, like, I just want to get my fucking, you know, face all up in that shit, dude. I kind of wish I had a more of an opportunity to participate in the strikes that happened with Fred Meyer for our union. But I was only really able to kind of stop by and say hello to a couple of them. Or at least one of them on my way to the union office. But drive by a bunch of them. Difference between firefighters and cops is that one disappears and people who would be in peril and the other is cops. Yep. And also they continue, you know, at least when it comes to cops, especially in the U.S., to continue to enact outright fucking slavery policy.
Cancer Alley.
Environmental racism in Louisiana is Cancer Alley? There's literally a nickname for a place, like for a region of Louisiana, because of the systemic racism, literally called Cancer Alley.
Shit.
America sucks!
But further industrialization of the so-called Cancer Alley in the southern United States, known for its pollution-emitting chemical plants, should be halted according to a large group of independent UN human rights experts who on Tuesday branded a form of environmental racism. It's so easy to fucking point to like a bunch of black and brown people with guns, okay? Acting dumb on fucking camera, being like, oh, we got the fucking blicky or whatever. A lot of white people enjoy that sort of thing. They love seeing black people do that sort of shit. Whether they claim not to be racist or not, it doesn't fucking matter. They love looking at it and egging it on the one hand, if they're fans of drill music, Or they're like Tucker Carlson and they love that fucking video so they can justify their racist agitprop every goddamn night. Ultimately, a lot of these fucking people...
I mean, honestly, what people like Tucker Carlson do is more than just fucking racist agitprop. It's fucking outright fucking white supremacy, fucking fascist agitprop.
People is a product of their own fucking environment.
I mean, it's beyond racism. It's evolved beyond that, like a Pokemon, son.
Literally full of cancerous pollutants. They have no access to any fucking facilities. They have no social safety nets. They have no fucking educational opportunities. They have no way for upward social mobility.
I mean, it's not necessarily like a black town, but there's like a county in Oregon that's having some emergency, like declaration of emergencies because of chemical water poisoning and shit. Because of this corporation that's fucking been like putting a lot of fucking chemicals within like a lot of waters and waterways and shit that go into the Columbia River. I think it's like Murrow County, I believe. And I think it's like the Port of Murrow is the name of the corporation or some shit. And it's basically just kind of like a little working class type of town and shit. It's not exactly like, you know, a very rich area, you know, and when it comes to whether it's like, you know, black community or just a very poor area in general, like, they tend to get a lot of this type of shit. Like, hell, even in an area around here, in the Johnson Creek watershed area, there was a mill plant that was fucking leaching a bunch of chemicals into the fucking water, and they had a lawsuit against them and shit, and they settled on it. And I don't honestly know if they changed their act or not from it, but I haven't really heard much from it since, which I would hope that they did. But it's just like, I mean, this isn't exactly fucking new. I mean, it just happens so much more frequently in black and minority communities because of just how fucking, you know, our racist systemic system, you know, is in this country and shit, especially in the South. Like, it heavily, you know, it's just like, And it's like, it heavily impacts these minority communities, and it's like, I wonder why, you know, people, you know, talk about systemic racism. Curious.
Instance is criminalized, and they go do slave labor in a prison where the sheriff straight up says, we can't be releasing some of these good-ass slaves. And then motherfuckers will still act like this is just, you know, this is crazy. Hassan, you're such a fucking silly little liberal for saying these sorts of things.
It's like, come on, don't be a woke little progressive lib.
Committed brutality towards minorities, particularly black Louisianans, and no attempts at justice by the authorities were made. Yeah, I thought that was fucking fake. Chris Kyle famously lied about sniping black people off the Superdome. Okay, Chris Kyle, decorated American sniper. Famously, you know, Bradley Cooper played him in a fucking movie, you know? That guy lied about sniping...
Oh my god. As a little random aside, I remember watching that movie in fucking theaters with my mom, out of all fucking people. And after the film, honestly, I just kind of sat there through the whole movie, just like... Because at this point, I was starting to kind of realize that, yeah... being like, you know, patriotic and yeah, patriots and American hero, blah, 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 and all this bullshit was kind of, you know, hogwash and nonsense and a lie. At this point, I kind of figured it out. But I was like, you know what? I'm kind of a war buff. I like war movies. I'll check it out. You know, so I decided to go, and, oh god, it was the most fucking garbage fucking propaganda fucking filth I've ever fucking watched, dude. Oh my god. Like, and this is a war buff, and honestly, a lot of war drama movies, especially American-made ones, tend to be very biased and propagandized. But this one was just straight up out. It was just fucking filthy propaganda. Like, there was nothing that was accurate outside of, like, you know, the PTSD trauma that he was feeling at home and shit. Like, that was probably the only thing that was really accurate about the fucking thing. And even then, I doubt it. It was just like a shitty fucking film. And I remember my mom being like, oh, you know, so do you think he was a hero? And I'm just like, and honestly, I wanted to just be like, no, he's a war criminal piece of shit. And honestly, a lot of the movie was, you know, depicting lies. Like, you know, he did not even face that sniper that was depicted in the film. I wanted to go off, like, because I already kind of knew it was bullshit. And I just had to be like, well, you know, I don't necessarily think it is a hero, but, you know, I'm not going to really, like, judge his actions because I guess he did what he had to do or whatever. You know, so, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like, I just basically, like, you know, gave her a centrist position with it. And she was like, oh, okay. But, I mean, if she heard my real position, she'd be like, all offended and whatever the fuck. And, oh my god. It's just, ugh, I hate it. Like, that movie is just filthy as fuck and it's garbage. I hate that shadowy shit in those movies use something about it feels super pure flicks. It really does. Like, and this is definitely coming from a war buff type of guy. If you want to see some, like, good war movies, like, look at fucking, you know, like, what's it, Come and See, Tavi Solta. That's a really good, Finnish war movie about the Finnish war. And look at pretty much, like, a lot of the movies that were made in, like, the 60s and 70s. Full Metal Jacket, Apocalypse Now, these are pretty good war films. Like, there's really great war films out there that are actually really good, and a lot of them actually tend to be pretty anti-war when it comes to a lot of their messaging anyway. So, honestly, it's like a lot of people kind of, you know, cut out the war dramas and shit like that, but honestly, I mean, I don't know, there's some pretty cool stuff about them. Like a fun, like a movie that's pretty cool to watch is Patton. And I think you can watch it on YouTube for free, if I remember correctly. And in that movie, they for the German for the tank battles for the German tanks, they actually use American. I think they're called M60 Patton tanks, and because they're nicknamed the Patton. And obviously, you know, because of General Patton, you know, they're, you know, having a tank name after him. They, you know, it was kind of a fun little reference, you know, to put into the movie. And all they did was basically just paint Afrika Korps German tank liveries on him, and that was pretty much it. And if you watch the film, you'll notice that they overtly look like Patton tanks. And also in the movie The Battle of Britain, another little fun fact is they actually use real war aircraft that are period accurate. Like the British aircraft that they used are actual Spitfires that were used during the time period during the Battle of Britain, and also same thing with Hawker Hurricanes. And also for the German aircraft, they actually lend-lease and or at least the movie directors bought or at least rented a few Swiss Bolshon HA-11 111-12 fighters, which look very, very similar to the Messerschmitt Me-109s at the Emily's at the time. Because at least the model of the Messerschmitt Bf-109s at the time, they were called the Emily, and they were a lot more square in comparison to a lot more of the modern Bf-109s, like the Franz and models afterwards. I'm a fucking nerd for this shit, so don't mind me about that. It's like, I just know random things like that. Do you remember when DFF did that segment on Pat lying about his service during the 12 or 24-hour show? Yeah, I remember about that. Where he served in Korea, but if anything, he was literally just stationed in Tokyo the entire time. And he was just barely doing shit. Fucking donut's fire. Man, I should have gotten another beer. Ignorant, I am the opposite on that. He's a nerd who knows everything about them vintage aircraft, while I'm like, plane go brr. Yeah. I mean, I just kind of am a nerd about that. I mean, when it comes to, like, certain factoids, especially when it comes to, like, aircraft or firearms, stuff like that, I literally will just have random little, just bits of information that just the most like just any motherfucker would just not give a fuck about. But I just know, you know, I'm just one of those type of nerds and shit. Like, I mean, when it comes to you know, like certain little factoids about movies or certain little things about like his military history or military shit or just certain things like that. Or just planes in general, just certain things. Like, I'm just gonna be like, oh yes, I could tell you literally everything about that thing inside and out. I can tell you this much. My most favorite sound is fucking Messerschmitt 109 with fucking Dahmer engine in it, dude. No, hold on. I'll dead at, like... Because these things still exist, so... Here. Oof. Oh. Oh. Oh, that just sounds awesome. Oh, that just sounds so nice. But yeah, I mean, these things still fly. I mean, honestly, I know in the Evergreen Air Museum, they also have one that flies there as well. Let's just see her start up. It sounds beautiful when it starts up. Oh my god. Oh, and I also had a pleasure one day when I was in Phoenix, Arizona, to watch a F4F Wildcat war up and fly too. And that thing sounds so cool. And honestly, I didn't necessarily just see it fly, but I also saw it land because it was actually landing to be displayed there. And that was a really cool sight to see. Here. Ah! Start that up. I want to hear that. I want to hear that bad boy. Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That is purr right there, I tell you what, boy. That right there is the purr. Oh, that sounds nice. Oh, that sounds so nice. All right, I'll stop having basically the equivalent of pulling the Harley when it comes to automotives, but the equivalent of vintage aircraft. Oh. Okay, let me see if I can find a Grumman F4F. Oh yeah, here's one. Oh, yeah, that's exactly what it sounded like. It actually had the New Zealand Air Force livery on it, but this is what exactly it sounds like. I can't do the equivalent because it would be impossible to get hold of an aircraft to work on. If I had fuck you money, unironically, I would get a pilot's license and fucking get a plane. So then you would. But, of course, you know, I don't because, unfortunately, you know, well, yeah, we can go for all that. But I want to have fun. And I'm gonna go chud status. I don't even give a fuck. Alright, I want another beer.
Do you want the Wildcat to take off ahead of Kyle?
It was here to actually do some flybys. Oh, yeah. That's exactly what it was sounding like. Nasty ass beer. Yeah, that's all I have left. Oh, that's exactly what it was sounding like when it was flying by the Phoenix airport when at the Air Museum, which actually has a flying B-17 Flying Fortress, which when they got that operational, we actually here in my town, we actually used to have a chassis, like the body of a B-17 without like the engines or the nose part or like, you know, the gunner positions and shit like that, without any of that. And one day eventually was taken down and moved. And what actually happened was I went down to Phoenix to rebuild the rest of the B-17 they were working on there, which now flies. So a lot of that, which I never knew until when I went down to Phoenix, I think back in my freshman year of high school. No, not my freshman year of high school. When I first started working back at Safeway and shit. So like about 6+ years ago, about. And so I think like the fucking Christmas of 2015, I believe, or 2016, one of those years. Do you fucking mind, you piece of shit? Sit. Seriously, bro. You know what? Here, sit. But either way, like, when they got that B-17 flying and operational and shit, they, a lot of the parts that were used for it to make sure it got into flying condition were the ones that were, I think, there's a diner that was named after it. It's called the Bomber. And the Bomber that was there, a lot of the parts for that were used to rebuild the one that's in Phoenix. So a lot of so the Bomber that used to be here is also kind of, at least in chunks, flying with this operational B-17. That's one of the last few flying B-17s flying around these days. And it's just like, that's honestly pretty fucking cool. You know what? Let me see if I can find it. Phoenix. B-17. Oh, this might be it. Oh, this might, no, that's Michigan. No, that's not it. No? There's no video on it. 12 years ago. There's some from years ago, but not recently. Boo! There isn't a recent one. That sucks. Boo! I'm disappointed in that. I was hoping there would actually potentially be one. Here, maybe if I look up the Air Museum. I'm trying to, like, see what the name of the Air Museum is, because frankly, if I know what that is, then I might know if I can find a video of it. Or at least show it. This guy? Oh, this guy's actually at it. The Commemorative Air Force Museum. Yeah, that's what it was called. It's the largest unit of International Commemorative Air Force. This museum is rated along top interactions in the Phoenix area. Yeah, this is it. Yeah. Yeah, Mesa, Arizona. Yeah, this is where. Yeah, this is it. Yeah. Yeah, this is. Yeah, here. Does this guy actually show it? Does it show the B-17 here? 3 years ago. So this is a recent video. This will actually be after I was there. So. Yeah, I recognize that helicopter. Yeah, this is where it was. Yep, that's yeah, I remember that. C-4, yeah. Oh, there it is! Yeah, that's it! Yeah, that's it right there. That's the B-17.
Unbelievable. This thing was used during World War II. We're going to go ahead and take the tour of it. Hopefully it doesn't rain.
Damn, yeah, but that's it right there. Awesome! Yeah, you can actually take tours in it for free, but also if you want to, I think, you know, 250 for, or I think it's like 200, at least when I was there, for individual, or like 500 for your family. Like, you can actually fly in this thing. And I actually got a cool privilege to see this sucker fly one day when doing a different thing in Phoenix. And yeah, like, I mean, a lot of the parts on this from the Bomber that used to be here in my town were used to build this one up. Yeah, to see inside. Dude, it's so fucking cool, honestly. At least especially to me. Imagine how claustrophobic it would be to be in this thing. I was inside of this too. This thing's crazy.
Tight fit.
Yeah.
Tight fit.
I remember being there too. This is so cool.
That dude's about 5.
I should have fucking did a video when I was here, honestly. Because I would have uploaded it. Yep, that's a crawl space. You have to, you know, if you want to walk through that, you know, to get to certain parts of the bomber.
This bar comes down, and this jump seat here sets in the middle. So literally what's happening is the flight engineer is hanging his feet. He actually puts them on the side. And he's monitoring.
He hangs his feet, but he actually puts it on the side. Oh, that's an airplane here. Yeah, there's just a lot. I mean, honestly, this museum in itself is a really fucking cool place to check out. They got all sorts of stuff. I remember seeing a Hungarian MiG-21 there, too, once. At least when I was there. I didn't know if it was in flying condition or not. But they just have all sorts of really cool stuff there. At least if you're a nerd about it like I am. Because I'm definitely a fucking nerd for that shit. But it's a really cool place to check out. Makes me really want to go to the Air Museum that's in McMinnville. The Evergreen Air Museum. I haven't been there in a while, because they also have a water park there now, apparently. Where they have, like, water slides going out of, like, a 747 and shit. It's like, what? Like, I haven't been there since that was up and open. Like, I gotta go there again. Fucking check out that water park and shit. Sounds fucking dope. Sounds, based, my dude. Dude, I want to climb into 747 and just, like, fucking slide down a fucking water slide out of that bitch. That'd be fucking hella cool. Nick ETL. I mean, what? It's like no one else wants to join me on, like, going to Evergreen Museum, maybe going to a fucking water park and shit? Man, fuck you guys, you assholes. And frankly, honestly, especially with, you know, the Biden gas prices. I'm memeing. I'm not being serious, by the way. But, you know, it's just like, you know, because of that shit, frankly, it doesn't exactly seem like, you know, and also, like, going to the DMV is, like, literally, like, hell in a handbasket. Like, like, it's just not exactly a good time to try to acquire that right now. Because, I mean, I would, but it really, honestly, like, I mean... like, bruh. Like, I mean, what? Like, I don't even want to know how the DMV is right now. Like, it's, like, backlogged. They're probably, like, hella understaffed. All this other shit. Oh, my God. I don't even want to know. But then I have to, like, get insurance and then fucking pay for that garbage, even though it really shouldn't be the case. You know, it's like, I mean, frankly, the idea of insurance is just fundamentally a scam anyway. But, you know, I digress from that. But it's just like, then, you know, then again, gas, it's like, boo. And frankly, honestly, a lot of the places I go to anyway, I wouldn't even have to drive to. I could just still take public transit. So I guess the gas thing wouldn't be that big of a deal, but it's just like, boo. Not exactly about that. Well, look at you looking all so handsome and sweet. You're just looking exceptionally handsome right now. You're just looking handsome as can be. Little goof boy. He has a little chest all like poofed out and pluffed up, and it's just like, ugh. The handsome little thing he is. He has no right being as handsome and as cute as he is. It's just fundamentally a war crime. Because it allows him to get away with the travesties and fucking crimes that he could just commit. What are you doing? Quit looking at your booty, bro. You don't need to be doing that. What are you doing licking your lips like, you know, it's like, what, it's tasty, bro. I wanna taste what I ate last time, even though I already know what it is. Honestly, this little punk bitch got hella spoiled last night. My dad being on, you know, like, drunk and on oxy, is like, yeah, I'll give him some ice cream as a treat, and gave him, like, this biggest fucking glunk I've ever seen. And just let him go to town with it. And then I gave him some rice and chicken and, you know, some kibble and stuff, and he just went to town on that. Then he conquered my pillows in my bed. It's like, that little fucker got spoiled so hard last night, dude. It's like, bruh. Like, I'm surprised he actually isn't, like, fat right now. Like, he really, like, honestly, you know, Sukov, let me look at you. Hey. Like, let me just look at you and see if you have actually, like, gained weight and became fat. You know what? I think you did a little bit. I think I see a little extra layer of chunk on you. Oh my god, you're just like... Yeah, look at you, you little chungus. Bandito's bed. Bandit doesn't even really go in my room anymore. Unless he uses my window to go outside. Like, that's the only time Bandit ever really goes in my room now. I mean, it's just like... I mean, it's just like, yes and no. I mean, Bandit will sometimes be in there, but not always. If anything, literally, like, where he wants to hang out and be and where his bed is will change, like, every week or two. So, that's, I mean, for him, it always fluctuates. So, for Zukov, it is most certainly his bed now. Well, it's mine, but it's challenged by him, apparently. Little prick. It's like, you have a chair, you have the foot of my bed, but now you're trying to claim territory and trying to, you know, wage war against me. Like, even when I'm already in bed, like, he'll literally, like, be all up over here and, like, you know, try to gain territory and literally will sprawl out and lay down. He'll literally, like, do this, like, drag himself forward, but, like, sprawl his legs out in the back and shit, you know, just to be like, I want some attention. Like, I mean, he will just do all this shit to, like, try to gain territory and hog the bed, dude. It's just absurd. And sometimes I think he thinks I literally disappear into another dimension because, like, whenever I just have my head out, he'll be like, and then start pawing right on my face. At my face. And it's like, you piece of shit. And then he'll start, like getting all, you know, sniffing all up my grill and shit, you know, like, just because my head is showing and not the rest of my body, and being like, where'd the rest of you go? It's just like, oh my god, Zukov. It's like, you silly dog. Would you quit listening to looking at your booty? You fucking freak. What are you doing? I seen your poops lately. I mean, you ain't got no weird fucking shit going on there. I know you're a healthy boy right now. If anything, you're a fat boy. Oh my god, I really do see, like, a layer of chunk on you. You really did, like, gain a pound or two on, like, last night. Like, oh my god. You chungus. You fucking chungus. It's just like, I don't know, dude, bro. Oh my god, you really have, like, plumped up a little bit. Because he has so much dairy and milks and ice cream with that. All sorts of other shit. Man, I want a little Fruit Loop, man. Fucking Fruit Loop. Whoop. Oh, there you are. What's up, baby? What's up? I mean, why you moved over there? You're just like, what the hell? Whoa, whoa, ah! Why'd I just click? Boo, go at. Whoa! What'd you do? You're getting spooked over her fucking bag, bro. Oh my god. Having him freak out over a bag. Oh my god. Oh, you're such a goofy baby. Come here, boy. Come here. Come here. 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 Get your booty over there. Switcheroo. Switcheroo. There we go. Tell me, bye-bye. Oh, you sweet boy. Oh. Oh, my bye-bye. Oh. Oh. Oh, boo-boo. Oh, my goodness, my sweet boy. Oh my goodness. What's up, baby? Oh, you handsome boy. You have been spoiled. You were just spoiled as shit last night, weren't you? You were just spoiled, bro. Spoiled boy. Spoiled boy. Yes, yes, spoiled boy. Spoiled boy. A boy of spoilage. And treats, yes. Oh. Who's just a good boy? Yes, you is. Yes, you is, buddy. Oh, yes, you is. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy, but boy? Who's the boo boo? Who's the boo? No. Who's a good boy? You better not stick that tongue out, I swear to God, because I know where that's been. Oh, cereals. Oh my goodness. Oh. Who's this a sweet baby? This cereals. Oh my goodness. Who's this smooshy face? Who has a smooshy face? Yes, you, my goodness. Look at the smooshy face. Smooshy face. Is their little leg gonna start going? Oh, look at this little leg go. Shut up, short. Get out of here, YouTube shorts. Okay. Oh my goodness, look at you, boy. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, boy. Look at that little leg go. Look at that little leg go. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, little baby. Oh my goodness, you sweet boy. Oh my goodness. What was that little head twirl? Oh, look at all this fluff. Look at all this fluff. Oh my goodness. You don't even know what to do yourself. You don't even know what to do yourself. Yeah. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Your eyes widened up when that happened. Oh my god, you're fucking a goofball. Look at you. You're a goof. You're a goof. You're just a goof. Look at you. You're a goofball. You're just a sweet little goofball. Look at you. Me. Me. He's such a little goofball. Look at you. You're a goof. You're just a goof. You're just a goofball. Well, what is this? What are you doing here? Oh my goodness. You goof. What is happening here? Huh? She's like, yeah. Whoa, watch your feet. Watch your blood feet. Here. Yeah. Oh my god. You fucking chewing up. Oh my god. Ugh. There. Was that hard? You're just silly. Yeah, I'll give you a singular tweet. Sit. Good boy. Stand up. Good boy. Oh, you almost caught it. You almost caught it. I'll grant you that. What a little butt munch, dude. Just an absurd little boy. An absurd little boy. Just a chomp away. Just a little chomper. Look at you. You little loudmouth. Oh my god, you really... Maybe it's just an optical illusion, but you really look like you have fattened up a little bit, bro. I'm laying off the treats on you, dude. And I'm definitely going to have to work some of that off of you. Like, bruh. Bruh. We don't need you being a fat ass. I think tomorrow instead of an afternoon stream, I might just drain some of his energy and walk him off a little bit, stuff like that. So I just have to go to work at 2 tomorrow anyway, which fucking sucks, but nonetheless. But hey, at least I'm definitely getting some hours out of this shit. Especially if it's a 6-day work week I did this week. It shouldn't really be that bad. But, I just want my goddamn fucking 1853 wages as some goddamn fucking back pay already. That's what I fucking want. That's what I want, and I want to know when that shit comes in. Because that'd be fucking nice. Let's see. Some of the random little stuff on the 2 p.m. Wow. Man, what the fuck just happened? Boo. Jesus. Anyway. Let's see what random little things are up in the coming. A flat earth quote to debate. Fight the Flat Earth versus Howard George Stewart. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's almost 5 hours long. I don't even think I have the patience to sit with a flat earther for that long, dude. How does somebody fucking Oh my god, man, the patience of Fight the Flat Earth. I mean, his channel's dedicated to it, hence the name, but... Man, I don't even know, bro. I would not have the patience for it. Just not at all. I mean, honestly, fundamentally, when it comes to conspiracies, I mean, flat eartherism, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, like flat earth conspiracy shit, it's honestly not as, like, bad as other weird, crazy-ass fucking conspiracies and shit, because frankly, there is just some psycho shit, especially when you got, like, QAnon, fucking, like, anti-vaxxer shit, and everything else in between, like, I mean, being a flat earther looks like being a Care Bear, and at least being half tangential into reality. But even then, you're not. So it's like, so either way, that's like fucking saying something. What are you looking at, bro? There ain't nothing up there. There ain't nothing up there for you to stare at, you little weirdo. What do you have on your head? Hey, Suka, come here. You have something on your head. What is this? What is this? You just have a thing on your head, bro. What the fuck? You silly thing. I have an urge to just flip those ears. Give me those ears. I want it. They have been flipped, and you shall deal with it. Accept your fate. Accept your fate, boy. Accept your fate. Damn it, your other ear will not cooperate. There we go. It looks so cute. He's just got a cute little goblin face. Just like your little sister. You have the body of your brother, but your head of your sister. You sweet little thing. You just a little goblin boy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Oh, look at you. And his little goofy ears just all flipped. Oh, look at that. What? Come up here. Come on. Oh, I got one of your ears on flipped. Okay, come here. Yeah, give me that ear. Come here. Come up here. Come on. Come on. Hey, Bubby. Hey. Oh. Alright. Alright. Well, you got an ear flipped. Come on. At least fucking put up an effort. Little bitch. Come on. Come on. Yeah, there you go. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Snort out like a hoe. Come on. You little winkling. Come on. Come on. Man, get a grip, bro. Like, quite literally. Dude, good. You suck at this tug of war thing, dude. You really suck at this. You just want to chill on this thing, you little fucking weirdo. You gotta fight for it, you little punk. Oh, now you're doing different strategies on me. Come on. Really? You really suck at this. Come on, bro. Bruh. You suck at this. You suck at this so much. Bruh. Now, you think I'm throwing it now. You know what? Fine. There. Fucking punk ass little fucking bitch. You do not know how to tug of war. At all. What a little punk ass little bitch, dude. Shame, shame. Shame, shame on the little pup. He needs to learn the way. He needs to learn the way of the tug of war. It's like he kind of gets it. He starts off, you know, okay, and every now and then we'll get the hang of it, but he's like, oh, no. He just wants to chew on it instead. It's like, what the fuck, dude? It's like, come on, Zukov. I feel like I'm Paul Atreides' uncle, and I'm like, come on. It's like, at least fight like you have to survive. It's like, fight like it depends on it, you son of a bitch. But anyway, I got this last spell talked out. All good for the rest of the lovely little fun evening. All that good shit. And yeah, at least show up for the next evening, and hopefully my brain doesn't degenerate too further from the fucking work. Alright. So, peace out, and of course, be back around for the next one.